Okay, and I think everything's all set up. So, a quick summary of what we'll be doing tonight. So there's this old Touhou fan game circle called Disfact. They've done some music too. These days, they don't do Touhou stuff anymore. They do their own, I think they're original games. I think they've done some, goodness, what is it? Love Live parody games too? Maybe it's not Love Live. I forget. I'm not familiar with like that section of media really. But they've got a bunch of untranslated games. They have 2 that are up on Steam with questionable translations. But I'm going to be visiting some of their older ones today. Actually, I do want my mouse to show up for this one, maybe. Hold on. I just said to capture cursor, so I guess if it's not working, it's just not working. So the first game we have here is Kaze no Tayori. This roughly translates to like wind correspondence. And oh, my cursor is there, good. I'm not really sure what kind of game it is. I booted all these up to make sure they worked. I think actually one of them, or 2 of them maybe didn't work, which was weird. But according to their site, this is a communication game. So I got like 10 lines in and stopped there so I didn't spoil myself on it. I'll do my best to provide a translation, but, well, I don't really like being put on the spot. Okay, that might be a little loud. I'm going to turn that down a little. We have like, kind of... Oops, that's my mic I'm turning down, not the game. Stop audio down. If there's anyone here, do let me know if the audio balance is bad. Aya looks kind of like a goblin here, I gotta say. It's not the best, but... Anyway. Hold on, Okay, I think I need to delete my progress from last time. I think I'd auto-saved. I think this... Oh, here we go, save.dat. Okay, so... a few years back, the Circle made all their games available for free. Well, most of them. But the majority of them come with a splash screen for what was at the time their newest non-Touhou game. As like, kind of... just a little ad you have to watch if you want to play the game for free. So, you're going to be seeing that a lot tonight. Okay, I think we're reset now. Huh? Who are you? I see. So you're someone from the outside world, and you received a letter from an unknown sender. You used the machine inside that letter, and now you're communicating here with Gensokyo. I see. I'm Shamemaru Aya. But it looks like you already know that. I think that's as far as I read before, just as like a test, so everything from here on out should be fresh. Oh, no, I saw this one actually. This place where I'm at now is Yokai Mountain. It's in Gensokyo. It's a place in Gensokyo called Yokai Mountain. But it looks like you know that too. Wow, you sure do know a whole lot. Okay, so the device that you received is a communicator with Gensokyo. It's a communicator for communicating with Gensokyo. Gee, really? Use that, and I answered. So it looks like because of that, you think that I sent that to you. But unfortunately, you're wrong on that. In fact, my scenario is actually the same as yours. So what I'm trying to say is, I received pretty much the same letter. As well as a communicator that connects to the outside world. Most likely, the sender is the same person. Let's see. There's someone who can, what's the word? Like, basically, do things related to, like, both the outside world and Gensokyo. As far as someone like that goes, I've got a suspicion. But anyway, more importantly, what I'm more curious about, or actually what you're more curious about potentially, a little bit vague, is the contents of that letter. Loud sound. According to that letter, it talks about reaching the treasure of Gensokyo. I'm certainly curious about that. Let's see. Well, finding the actual treasure would be nice and all, but more importantly, I'd like to write an article about it. That'd be neat. So, up. Sorry, it just takes me a second to like parse the whole line, sentence order and all that, you know? I have to sip on my water too. So the curious thing is that the two of us, who normally can't interact due to being in Gensokyo and the outside world, have received these letters. That most likely means that whatever this treasure is, we won't be able to get it unless we cooperate with each other. But that's just speculation. Well, I'm certainly curious as to why you and I were chosen. But regardless, it's probably safest to just cooperate for the time being. Like, knowledge in numbers, like flock knowledge, kind of. Let's combine our knowledge. Toriaute. I see, okay. I just looked something up. So, Gensokyo and the outside world, they normally can't interact, so this shouldn't become, like, a competition between us. So, let's strike while the iron's hot, and begin by trying to understand that letter. Well, those letters. So I think later on we're going to be typing or something. I don't know how the actual puzzle aspects of this will work. Right now we're just dialoguing a lot. The first key is here. In other words, hold on. Okay, so it's saying it's like actually the first key, quote unquote, is in this text. So what do? If you find anything or want to ask me anything, please go right ahead. We're just starting here. What do I do? Okay, hold on. You're saying like it's in the text, but like, okay. I think I'm communicating to Aya, right? I'm not like inputting adventure game commands. I'm gonna put in like Tekami o yomu. Okay, so putting in the word for letter just makes her talk about the letter. So come to think of it, who sent this letter anyway? Well, I can certainly imagine one person. But with that aside, why was it sent to you and I? Do you have any reason? I have all sorts of, I assume, things I could guess. After all, I am a Tengu. I don't quite get the context of what she's trying to say there. Okay, where do I go here? Hold on. As in, like, is there anything else that I could, okay. I can move these dials. These seem to be the volume. Yeah, I guess one of these is, well, we don't have any music right now. I think this, like, resets, kind of. Yeah, so it's, remember, we're supposed to be using, like, an actual device here. Tell me about Tengu. Tengu? What about our organization? There's all sorts of different Tengu. All sorts of different Tengu, you know. Crow Tengu, Wolf Tengu. Tengu types I don't know about because I'm not a Tengu expert. And of course, all the Tengu within those different types have their own personalities and jobs, yada yada yada. Humans are the same, aren't they? I suppose they are, Aya. How deep? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put in text. Copy. Key. I'll put it in Hiragana. Let's see. The only text it gave us was something like, you'll reach the treasure in Gensokyo. Oh, wait, hold on. Am I supposed to? So I know that they included a TXT file with the game that says, like, the last question. And they flat out just give you the answer to it. Because apparently you need, like, the physical game. There was something in the packaging for it. But that's for the last question. I was wondering if maybe there was, like, a letter in a README format in here, but there isn't anything like that. I'm gonna just put in that answer anyway, just to see what happens. Oh wow, like it even shows the IME in game. That's really cool. No, it's not time for that one yet. Well, how do I read the letter? Gensokyo. Tell me about Gensokyo. You won't do that. I like the cool girl you have back there, but you won't tell me about that either. Hint. Give me a hint. Oh, she's actually going to. Let's see. So to start with... Huh? Lonely numbers. I haven't gotten anything that says anything about that. It's talking about lonely numbers. It's like saying, let's start from that lonely numbers part. I haven't been given that. I was saying, like, lonely numbers, numbers that don't fit with the others. Let's try sticking the numbers together. Okay, that's great and all, but I mean, the numbers up here is just the current date. That's nothing. I think there's something... Okay, kanji for rabbit. Wonderful. Okay, we're getting to, like, zodiac here. Okay, that's great and all. Where's this letter I'm supposed to be reading? Is this something they were supposed to give me and it's not included in the download? Is this like a 90s game in the piracy measure? Well, the readme in the folder basically is it like tells you what you're supposed to do at the end of the game because you needed the package for that. But I feel like I'm supposed to have something else here at the start of the game. That clicking doesn't do anything. I can only type. There's no menu. I feel like they were supposed to give me like the text in that letter and they didn't. I don't think they packed it here. Like I have a readme that just says how to play the game basically. It doesn't give you any actual text. And then I have the basically last problem TXT file as well that tells you what to do. Okay, well, unless I go and look this up now, I don't think we're going to get any more on this game, so I'm just going to move on to the next one, I guess. I do want to... I don't know. I was originally going to check out the sequel to this one, too. But let me have a look at its folder. It doesn't have anything like that either. I guess I'll take a look at it. And see if maybe it doesn't have, like, an external thing I need. Like, I read every line there. I don't think I missed anything. And I asked her for a hint, and she goes and talks about some, like, lonely number. Like, what? You're trying to give me a hint about something I haven't read. Something got wrong in there. Something crossed wires. So, this is the sequel. This one had more characters, judging by what I saw on the website. I think it's the same kind of gist, though. Oh. There's more. Oh, yeah. I actually had to put my username into this, come to think of it. Okay. That is as far as I went, though. So let's see. I don't know what happens here. I almost feel like I was supposed to have a menu like this in the other game. But I didn't? I don't know. I don't know. Let's hit connect. Ooh. Huh? We're connected? It's been a while, hasn't it? Okay, so this is a direct sequel, like the events of the first game happened. I hope I don't need to know the answers to those puzzles. I'm a bit stumped. I don't know whether I should be happy at a reunion or whether we should just try to figure out what's going on here, honestly. Well, I guess let's try to figure out things first. So, what happened 2 years ago? The communicators suddenly stopped working, and they never turned back on past that point. So I guess that was the same on your end as well. So, that brings us to today. I got a letter again. In a panic, I went and opened it, and it looks like now we can talk again. Wait, what? You haven't gotten a letter? But you just have a new communicator. Okay. So, only communicator on our end. But still, the circumstances are still pretty much the same as 2 years ago. But that one part is different. So, let's see. Well, whatever. So it looks like this time around we'll be able to tell who sent these letters. Well, I certainly have an idea anyway, though. So, here's our question this time. Here's a puzzle. Oh. Okay, so we actually have something this time around. Let's see here. So it says here, like, the numbers are double layered. Oh, I think maybe that's... maybe we should just talk about the shadows. So 670699. We'll be able to see that before. Later, I hope. Okay. She's just saying, like, hopefully this first problem isn't too difficult considering it's the first one. So let's begin and reflect on, like, what happened before. Let's enjoy a reunion. If there's anything you want to go over, let me know. Okay, so I want to, like, go back to the other menu I was in. Am I not able to do that? Okay, I can. Wait, they both said that. Oh, geez, is this us? Is this, like, online stuff? I know a lot of their games had online. Is this, like, in-universe, or is this actually online? Okay, it looks like this is actually connected to, like, their old message board or whatever they had for this. There's quite a lot there, huh? Neat. Website. That's just gonna open up the site and edit it. It's just gonna edit it. Okay. Neat. Okay. Repeat those numbers for me, please. Yep. Yada yada yada. Yep. She's saying, like, the double layered part. So yeah, there's actual text on the letter she's saying that said, like, the numbers are double layered. Exactly how should I interpret that double layered? Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, it was just like a legit Japanese BBS. It's weird. Okay, are you going to let me see those again? Show me the letter. No, she's just talking about all this now. She got the letter. We got the machine. Yada yada yada. Asked if there were more features and stuff. I don't think we're supposed to go use that BBS though. I think it's an out-of-game thing, right? Like, I think it's actually connecting online to, like, some old thing. In fact, for all I know, they could have, like, snapshotted the BBS when they put the game online for free. And, like, maybe it's in the files somewhere, I'm not sure. By the way, I don't think I need to go there. It'd be weird if I did, right? Can I see those again? Yes, okay, thank you. So, saying show me works, just not show me the letter. I see. Okay. I'm just going to put these in Notepad off to the side. 670699. I don't really know what she means by saying they're like double layered though. Hint. I'm not here to be smart. I'm just here to maybe show off a game. Game or 10. We don't really have too much information. That makes it pretty difficult. That's not the numbers. What? The numbers were 670699. Where are you getting this from? 715699. No, hold on. Aya, are you okay? I don't know which side I should trust here. Yeah, she's saying like, this set of numbers, the fact that they're double layered, quote unquote, must have some kind of meaning to it. Double layered. 2 of them, in other words. I mean, when you say 2 of them, it makes me think that I need both sets of numbers, but that doesn't seem right. Because to get this one that starts with 715, I had to type in hint. Did they change the number at one point in development? Is there something I've missed here? I'm so confused. I don't know if this game is doing a good job of being like a clear puzzle game. So, now start. Sorry, I got that wrong. Me now start. Thank you. Okay, so I thought that was like the specific keyword. Like this, I put in this here, these characters. No, weird. It just looks for the look character apparently. Well, I mean, the shadows are the same. Maybe we just... No, we can't really go upside down with it because not all numbers can just be flipped like that. I don't... Am I really bad at puzzles? I beat the looker. Hold on, I'm gonna go see if the BBS has anything. Okay, I'm just gonna like skim for a few keywords here more or less. Yep, someone's asking for something on the second day? Second day, huh? Oh, someone's talking about like it being released for free. So I guess some of these are actually relevant. Hold on. Well, yeah, I'm considering just moving on to the next game in a few minutes here because I know the next one's going to be a hit. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go try something. Oh, yeah, I can... Oh, I thought I could click on Aya for a second. She like blinked in out of existence. 0699. What happens if I type that in? Nothing. It's just going to give me the hint again, I think. Well, more or less, the hint. Good eye. You have no thoughts on that? 5699. Alright, I don't know. I guess I'm too much of a dumbass. I don't understand what it wants me to do here. I don't think I need to like do math on it. I can't double a 6-digit number and have it not be a 6-digit number when it's over 500,000. I can't flip it over because it's not all 6 9s and 0s and whatnot. There's a 7 in there. Can't really flip over a 7 and have it be anything. I don't know what it wants from me. Maybe there's some kind of nuance I'm not getting in the Japanese, but I don't know. It's really weird that it's showing me 2 different numbers. I don't know why that is. That number isn't like... Well, it can't be like related to anything on my PC. Because, well, for one thing, the BBS had one of them. So unless that's like dynamically changed in there, And plus, there's still 2 numbers for some reason. Like, if we put in hint again, she's gonna give me the 715. Why is that? And the weird thing is, when I type that in, she doesn't respond to it. But if I type in the original number, she responds to it. So it feels like they changed. Okay, whatever. I'm getting annoyed at this. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next game. The next game is going to be a fun time, okay, I promise. The next game, I figured it would be a while longer before I played this one. But no. It's not. I'm getting right into it. Apparently, we're practically starting off with it. So this is the game that disfact is known for. This is Touhou Meisuishu, Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. I've played this game before. I played this game... Oh goodness, when did this game come out? Hold on. I have a sheet with this info, actually. I could tell you this game came out in February 10th, 2008. This game is 14 years old. And I don't know when I played it, but goodness, it was probably at least over 10 years ago. Oh, my ears, the sound effects are really loud. Hold on. Okay, I can turn them down. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, there we go. 10% is comfortable. I'm so sorry for that volume. You can change your study bombs and stuff. So. I'll have to drink my coffee in a sec. Yeah, 2009 is pretty close, honestly. So this game is known for a couple things. I'm gonna try to be fair on this game. It's been a long time, and translating fan games has kind of shown me, like, the passion that goes into them, even if they're not always the most appealing, you know? Like, a lot of the games I worked on might not give off the best first impressions to some people, but, you know, I can really feel the love that goes into them, so I'm hoping that this game is the same way, and I can kind of see it for what it is. So it's known for 2 things, at least. First of all, the art isn't very good. It's just not really that great. There's a secret character. You see a weird outline there. I don't actually remember who the secret character is. I assume you just have to 1cc to unlock them. So it's known for its not great art, and it's known for its not great Danmaku patterns. It's been a long time, and I've done some Danmaku development since then myself, so maybe I'll kind of appreciate it, or maybe I'm going to criticize it more. I don't know. Either way, let me chug my coffee real quick before I start. I'm going to need it. Oh, I should maybe say, this game is like a regular 6-stage Danmaku shmup. At least I think it's 6 stages. I think there's 2 shmups that I have in my list that I want to show off. Actually, there's a few, but there's like 2 traditional ones. Any preference for who we go in as? I do not know what the plot of this game is. It's never been translated, I don't think. Maybe... I want to say there's like a little bit of stuff up on the wiki, but it doesn't have a full translation. I will maybe try to read some stuff, but if this is like any other Danmaku game, the text probably auto-skips, so we'll see about that. All this text is just their shot types. Fawn has Cranberry Trap and Labutane. Her cards are Forbidden Fruit and Forbidden Game. And her drunk mode, whatever that is one of a kind. Ron has something I don't recognize. Maybe that's Charming Siege from All Sides for her first one. Maybe it's the general card? I have no idea. I don't know, like, the Japanese names for every card necessarily. Oh, second one. It's something about Tuoni. I think that's maybe her mid-boss card in PCB. She's got Princess Tenko Illusion. She's got Ultimate Buddhist. The Danger card. Oh, the last one is Banquet of 12 Generals. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. Good old Fujiwara. Yeah, it's well known for unfortunate reasons. Not the best stereo sound. Okay. So I guess this came out after Mountain of Faith. This is disfact's first game, by the way. At least it's the first that I know of. It's the first they've listed. Let's just go to Spawn. She's the first character. It has 2 Flan stages translated, and that's all. Wonderful. I'm playing this in a... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I forgot something. And this is going to be a problem. Hold on. I think I can do this now. So this is an issue with disfact games. They aren't capped at 60 FPS. I have to just swap my monitor real quick, because I normally run it in 144. I got the revert to lame FPS. I hope this doesn't mess up OBS. I think it'll be fine. Okay. I meant to do this beforehand, but I tested all this stuff yesterday and it totally slipped my mind. I'm not playing Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor at twice the speed. There we go. That's a bit more reasonable. Man, the sound effects are still loud. I'm gonna put them on 5%. I hope, like, the rest of the sound effects are gonna be fine. I feel like even that one's still fine. Alright, let's see. Okay, now we're not zooming. Stage 1A, the other Scarlet. Okay, I'm turning down, like, my PC volume a bit. I'm not gonna shit-talk music too much. Music's hard. But, I gotta say, I don't like the instruments much. I think I can say that, right? A simple stage design. I think I heard somewhere that Zoom doesn't like making stages. I personally don't either. I can't stand it. And, like, if I ever do a proper 6-stage shmup, I'm really worried. I feel like I'm not gonna have to spend a couple weeks, like, studying stages in, like, Zoom's games, popular Danmaku fan games, so I can really learn how to do it. It's still horribly loud? The sound effects? Or the music? Oh, if the music is drowning me out, hold on a sec. I'll turn it down a little. Okay. If that's still too loud, let me know. Hopefully it'll be a bit lower compared to me now. Rip Kwakama. Mistress, please wait. Oh, your Patchley's, familiar. What do you need? Patchley asked me to stop you. Yeah, the sound effects hurt. So she's not going to come here herself? Beats me. Seems like she just went off somewhere. So did the mistress, actually. And then there will be none? Thanks. Thanks for the joke. So the writing is top-notch too. Love it. So I've been forced to just have this roll crying sounds. As in, like, she was here just to set up the joke. Oh, okay. We're just starting. Okay. I could see why they give Kwakama the big bubble bullets. That's what she has in USD. Pretty typical. That's what I'd expect. That's Demon's Gate. It's like Demon Sign, Demon's Gate. Okay. Super basic. I mean, it's stage 1. I'm gonna tell you right now, the only pattern I remember from the whole game when I played it like so many years ago is like a not very attractive looking Moses Miracle clone. I think it's pretty late into the game. I might just be thinking that because Moses Miracle is stage 5 now. It's on its card, the C-splitting one. Okay, that's Red Sign, Demon's Blood. So it takes me a second to read stuff because this window is tiny. I can either play it in full screen, or I can play it in tiny mode. I have a program I usually use to, like, beef up window sizes. Oh, this is just in English. She died by the bullet, and there were none. Wow. But my program doesn't work on this game, and I don't know why. Okay. Stage 1 safely cleared. Stage 1 If I had to describe it in one word, empty. It was pretty empty. We are in normal mode though. Alright, stage 2. Let's go. No, I think this is actually like in its own self-coded engine. I believe their site explicitly says this game is not made in Danmaku-fu. Which is pretty crazy. I always thought it was Danmaku-fu. Until I went back and checked it out just recently. You played Corta X on a tiny square. What game was it? Boho. Yoyomu. I played it in like a super duper small window because I didn't realize until playing it for like maybe 8 hours that you can change the window size. I forget how to do it. I don't know if there was like a config exe. I think there was a config exe. Yeah, it's at least somewhat impressive. Like way back in 2008, that like, you know, Touhou fan group was like, we don't want to use Danmaku-fu. In fact, when did Danmaku-fu come out? Was it around in 2008? I feel like it must have been because we had concealed conclusion and stuff. Oh, I'm scared. This is like a spring announcement. What hit me over there? I didn't actually see anything. Maybe one of the bullets from the slave spawned? Okay, I'm really not good at Danmaku in tiny windows. I'm gonna bomb. Anyway, this is like a spring announcing fairy's path. Danmaku-fu was 2007, you believe? Okay. Compatibility issues between 2007 and 2010. I think I've heard of some compatibility thing. I don't know what drunk mode is. I'm gonna try hitting C. Nothing happens. Maybe it's a passive thing. I can't imagine they'd have like a hit C to trigger a thing when Touhou didn't have that until 10 Desires. It'd be pretty ahead of its time. Oh, that was a cool effect in the background. If I had one complaint about my shot type, it would be it's ugly. It's just ugly. Alright. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. That was the whole dialogue. Okay. Fawn is just happy to play along. She doesn't need to talk. She's just... She's very easily influenced, I guess. Okay, so we got capital city of flowers in the sky. Insecure. Spring like falling soccer petals. Okay. So just stay up a little bit so you don't get trapped. Okay, good. I don't like... Okay. It's just this attack. I got worried when she came down close. It's fine. It's just setting up her blue and red bullets. Why did the mid-boss card have so much HP, by the way? I can't read that from here. I think it's like, nighttime Sakura on, like, a cloudy moon. More or less. I really need to stop looking up at text while I'm trying to dodge in this tiny ass window. Stressful. Okay. How do I get more lives, by the way? I actually don't know. That's some princess, but I don't... It looks like it's Princess Saho. I don't know who that would be, or if I'm reading it right. This is stressful for stage 2 normal mode. But everything feels stressful when it's tiny. Well, spring, you know, fine and all, but I'd rather have Danmaku over flowers, which is a pun on like that, is it like a Dango over flowers phrase? So they're just pushing in a bunch of jokes. I feel like I shouldn't have played as Flan. I don't know if the stages are different based on who you play as, like in Conceal the Conclusion. Happy Lie. I recognize this song. Not as like the original, but like the specific range. Why is that? Was this also the song that played in stage 1 2 minutes ago? I feel like I've heard this recently and I don't know why. Oh, they're building up bullets. Honestly, my stage design probably wouldn't be too much better than this. Oh, it was the stage 1 song. Okay. I'm glad I'm not just crazy. I don't like that one sound like in the background of the song. Ba 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 ba. It's kind of freaking me out. Can't put my finger on why. Right, who we got here? Oh, it's Racing. Hi, Racing. What are you doing here? Also, where are we? Is this the bamboo forest? Alright, it's a pretty simple pattern. Oh, Danmaku's first version was 2003. Jeez. Okay, I can't read this shit while dodging. I'm so sorry. I failed my one job. I don't actually know if, like, I can pass through... Okay, I think I can pass through just like until... Wait. Alternative Age came out in 2005. Okay. So when did not Danmaku, Conceal the Conclusion itself come out? We're so lucky that we got, like, such an iconic game as Conceal the Conclusion so early on. People still look back on that really fondly now. We've definitely had fan games that have surpassed Dilly Call's Song of Birds, but I think it's very, very good for the time it was made in. 2006, okay. I don't think I've ever played the Alternative Age. Oh, is this the right way? It's been so long since I've been outside, I might be kinda lost. I've caught you now. Huh? Let's see. This is the opposite direction from the mountain. I guess we're looking for the mountain. Raisins already got the sake. Okay, so Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. I guess, like, sake must have some kind of plot relevance. I didn't read the, like... I assume there's, like, a TXT that comes with this. There is an Omake TXT, yes. But it's okay, we're just gonna go in blind. That bunny? She exploded earlier. Huh? Jeez, Grayson, you really are useless. Oh well, I'll have to beat you and take the sake for myself then. Or the way, go to take it for myself. Tay-boss fight. I like seeing older fan games, kind of, because we get... So, there were a lot less characters to choose from back then, right? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that attack. There were a lot less characters to choose from. This is Chase 1 Rabbit and Gain 2, which is usually not how the phrase goes. It's usually chase 2 rabbits and catch neither. Anyway. I'm trying to say something, but Tay jumping around is... okay. Distracted me. Older games, less characters to choose from. We see characters featured that would normally not get featured much. It's nice. Like, Defiant of Shrine Maiden has, like... This must be drunk mode. This is four of a kind. Hold on. That isn't Tay's theme. We are no longer doing Tay's theme. I can't read that from here. I'm not even sure what that first part of it says. Yeah, I don't think I know what that says. This is easier than the last one, though. Grab that. I guess getting enough point items. I see we need 200 for something. Presumably a life, though. I don't like that. Get me out. But yeah, it's nice seeing characters like Tay or the Prism Rivers get more like spots in games as opposed to just like, oh, it's another game with Sakuya and Raisin and Yomu, you know? As much as I love all those characters too, I would like to see some more variety. And on that note, I was playing Spell Bubble with a friend just yesterday. I was thinking, like, why does Spell Bubble... Their characters only go up to, I think, Touhou 12, right? Why is that? Why don't they have newer characters? Like, why are a lot of the big fan games like that? Okay. It says, if true or false. This is some kind of weird gimmick card. And I was talking and not paying attention, so I'm just bombing. Today's no good. Oh well, if you're gonna go to the mountain, it's that way. You telling me the truth this time? I really am. Let's see. Oh. How long did it take me to know good characters in one language and translate it to another quickly? I'll be honest, I'm not used to translating on the spot like this. So I'm like paraphrasing a lot here. Normally, you know, I just do this stuff in Notepad. I have been studying Japanese on my own for about 11 years, though. I haven't done, like, any classes or anything like that. Just online resources, self-study, and a lot of reading. A lot of Anki flashcards back in the day. That kind of thing. Let's see. Well, the fact that you met me here means that you must be pretty lucky right now. The Touhou fan game boom, the devs are from that era of TD and pre-TD. Well, it still kind of feels like a shame though, right? I feel like, I don't know, are some fan game devs like just afraid to use new characters because they haven't been solidified yet? That's what I'm wondering. Like, if so, they shouldn't be afraid. Like, use them. Be the ones to solidify like their personalities in fan games, you know? Someone's gonna do it. As she's saying, it looks like some other people entered the mountains too. But since you've received my blessing of luck, you should be able to win. Well, I wonder just how much of what you're telling me is actually true. Maybe I'll take one of your feet along for good luck. Oh, okay. Tay doesn't get to respond to that, we just do it. I'm going to assume it happened. It's canon now. Is this Touhou 15 music? No, it's... Oh no, it's just the same song again. I guess they didn't have a very big music budget. So the next shmup I'll be doing by disfact, which I don't know if I'll be doing next or not. I know for a fact it uses outsourced music from free sources, and I booted up the game to try out stage 1 just to see if it worked properly. And not only do I know the first stage song, but it's from one of my favorite Danmaku fan games that also uses free music. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never heard anything about their next shmup fan game. Maybe it's good? Like, I feel like it's kind of a shame that, like, Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor gets talked about for being not so good, and whatever their other game is just gets glossed over. I forget what it's called now. I have to look. What's going on here? Okay, Laser Maze. Do you think there'll be another fan game boom? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, I've been in the fan base for a long time. I joined right around the Touhou 11 demo. A bit before that, maybe. But I didn't know Japanese back then. And frankly, I didn't really, like, keep up on fan games coming out. I just kind of, like, went and played what was already there. And I didn't even really know it was new or old at the time. I just played all of them. I just consumed everything. So, I don't even know much about the first fan game boom. Yeah, Hypersonic Speed Girl is also disfact. That's actually also on Steam in English. Yep. But it's also available for free on their site, the non-Steam version. You have to do a bit of digging on their Twitter to, like, find a link to the page. I will link it. Hold on. So if you go here, this is a page they opened up back in 2016, I think, that has almost all the Touhou fan games available for free download. As I said, some of them come with ads for one of their non-Touhou games, but outside of that, it's just a bunch of free games. There's one that you can't get on there that they said they'd probably try to put up at a later date due to it being really big, and they never did. So you cannot play that one, I guess. That one is... goodness. I forget what it's called, I'd have to look. It's Kamigami Sekai, I think. It's the one that comes before Vanished Maiden. I don't think it has an English subtitle. Yeah, the rest RPG is also in Steam. It's not on that site, so that one you do have to go buy. Oh, but it isn't Fondor. Well, you're late. Irk. Why are you here? Oh, come on. Don't have that kind of attitude towards your sister. Anyway, that aside, you came here after seeing the newspaper, right? Oh, you too? That's right. But only one of us can keep going. In other words... Ah, we're going to be able to play for the first time in so long, aren't we? Precisely. Older sister and younger sister. Let's make it clear which one of us is better. So we get a Remy fight in stage 4. Yeah, I don't think that's Remy's team. Okay, it is now. It's become Remy's team. It's very graceful. And I'm very stressed because I'm like squinting practically. Okay. That's like a Scarlet, some kind of song 5. I'm not familiar with musical terms. Kokyo Kyoku 5. Wait, that's also not Remy's theme. Okay, now it is. I just realized the part I was humming was part of Necropitatia. Oh, look, it's a Touhou. Okay. Okay. I'm bombing before you get to do whatever that was again. Yeah. So I think what the thing is with the music, I think there's different characters and different routes, and I think you fight the other characters in, like, the music themes on those routes, depending on who you're playing as. I'm saying that partially from just guessing. I might have vague memories of it. I'm not sure. I think that is the case, though. So we're going to be fighting Kaguya and Yukari and Remy and who else? Who else is in the song? I'm not sure. Kaguya's in the very opening. Okay. I can't shoot her. I guess Ron must fight Yukari. Who are the other playables? Oh, I didn't even see those. I'm not even sure. Scarlet Temptation. Oh, it's a big heart. Oh, it's a big... oh? What was I supposed to do? Okay, hold on. Whoa. I feel like I'm playing shoot the bullet patterns. Was I supposed to be inside it? That was a really dense line at the end there. Oh, here it is. Oh god. I talked about this a while ago. I think in my EOSD video, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if Flounder had an attack that was like big vampire wings. And I kept saying to myself, like, gee, I remember a fan game that did that, but I looked at a bunch and I couldn't figure out which one it was. God damn it, it was Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. Okay, so I gotta say, you know, for all the stuff Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor does, it does this, which I think is pretty awesome, honestly. I think that's rad. I think maybe it could be executed a bit more cleanly, granted, but I think the idea is awesome. Do that. That mystery's finally solved. I'm so happy. Good thing I played a Spawn after all. So I guess the story is about, like, all the characters going up to Yokai Mountain to get some kind of sake for some reason, some kind of liquor. Oh, well, you're better than I thought you'd be. Do I know a game called Patchly? Yes, I do. I know the one you're talking about. And I don't think I could get it to run. I think it was a horizontal shmup or something, right? I'll look at my sheet real quick because I probably have it in there too. I've got like a big sheet I maintain. Patchily, A Little War in Blandel, the library. By a circle called KVLW. Is that it? Let me bring up their site real quick. I have it up in the web archive. Oh, I guess it's not a shooter. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm looking at here on their site. This site's a mess. What is in the archive, though? I don't know if that's even the right site. So you get a working version, but it needs the right EXE to run, huh? Okay, got it. I never ended up getting out to actually play that one. Anyway, so Remy's saying, oh, well, you're better than I thought you'd be. It's been so long since I've played with you. Older sister. One-sama. Well, you're the one that won. Go on then. Get going. Okay, bye. Bye. I guess we don't get to fight Patchy, huh? She wasn't one of the playables, was she? I feel like it's doing... Oh, the song again. Please. I wonder if this is just like the Flounder Root song, and it shows up in like all the stages. Okay, stop. Get out of my face. I hate that. No. Get away. I wonder if all the other characters have like a different song that keeps getting used. I want to kind of move on quickly between the games. So I don't think I'll do like a full run of the other characters, but maybe I'll check out stage 1 on a couple of them. I think this game probably has an extra 2, right? So I could give that a check, but I'm not going to try to 1cc. Like, if I fail, I fail. That's fine. I know I'll probably fail because I can't see. Oh, it's Suika. She's obviously important to this game if it's about liquor. She might be the unlockable character for all I know. I really can't remember who that is. Feel free to spoil it in chat if you know. Shooting beer. Sake sign. Okay, I'm not gonna have any mean tricks this time. No, I just have a really slow focus speed and... Ugh. It really goes to show, like... I usually play the main series in Lunatic and I 1cc like 6 through 12, but... Oh yeah, Aya, that might be right. Actually, I thought Aya was one of the other playable characters, like, one of the ones we already have unlocked. Maybe I'm wrong. I was gonna say, so, I usually play Touhou on Lunatic or sometimes hard, but because this window's so small, I'm dying on normal. Granted, some of it is because of the Donut design, but I'd say a good 2 out of 3 of my deaths, at least, have just been poor reaction times because I can't see anything. That right there, I got kind of trapped because I didn't really know what to do, though. That was more of a Donut design thing, just like hard for a blind player. So this place, where am I? Where is this? Oh, you're finally here. Congrats, you're the first one to make it. Huh? Who are you? Ibuki Suika. I'm an Oni. So you're the younger sister from that vampire place. I see. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we're talking about Tenkonshu. Tenkonshu. So like, I guess that's the special alcohol we're talking about. So you came here to get the Tenkonshu, huh? Huh? How'd you know that? Because we're the ones that made that newspaper and spread it in Tokyo. We, huh? Who's we? So the contents of that paper were lies? Absolutely not. I hate lies. Oh, I and her hate lies. Ooh. But we don't have any other Oni at this point. Like, if this is out of the Mountain of Faith, we don't have Yugi. Anyway, everything in the paper was the truth. So the Tenkonshu really is up ahead then, right? Yep, it sure is. But of course, I'm not just going to let you pass by so easily. Oh, okay. The battles in here are very sudden. Nice. I like this song. Throwing something. She's going to throw that. She's going to throw that. At least I recognize the word for throwing. It's like a specific thing over there. It's like I'm on a Wii with or something. It might be a thing from one of the fighting games. It sounds familiar. I think this might just be like a reconstruction of her just throwing card from the fighters. It's a little stressful, but it's fine. Nothing much. Still through the last dance sections. My own focus movement's a little slow, I feel. Super dense something something something. Something something jutsu. Okay. Maybe I should stay in focus so I can actually hit her. I wonder how you activate drunk mode. It only happened at one time. I think I got it after collecting a bunch of point items. Oh, I guess when I'm full power, I get those like light blue items. I guess those must slowly get me drunk or something. Kinda weird. That attack seems more like a Kagura attack. It's got like little rainbow boards. Something about fog. I mean, at this point, we'd already seen Suika in, Shoot the Bullet. So it's not that weird to have a card like this here. So presumably this came out after Mountain of Faith, but maybe before SWR? I'm not actually sure. Not like SWR really had that much anyway, like in terms of characters, it's just got Iku and Tenchi. But it does have like cards and stuff for characters that you could use as inspiration for stuff. This is taking a while. When you have a card like this, you really need to like balance the HP around the fact that the player can't hit the boss much. Because I really can't hit the boss much. I could get around this pass though. Yeah, almost timed it out though. Missing power. Oni sign. Big Oni. Okay. Alright, so there's a Streamable. Get them out of the way. Just gonna go back to the left slowly. I am shooting her here, apparently. Okay, as long as I'm unfocused, I'm shooting her. Yeah, we're gonna stream this one too. I'm gonna try to stay in the front for a bit. Alright, that was mad. I like that sound effect. That Oni, she said we, didn't she? So in other words, the mastermind behind all of this, as well as the Tenkonshu, must be up ahead. I don't remember what happens here. Like, I don't remember who the final boss is. I just remember the Moses Miracle copy. So I'm assuming that, like, stages 1 through 4 are based on your character, and 5 and 6 are fixed to be Suika and whoever is going to be up ahead. Let's see what we got. Final stage. Offer the illusionary divine wine to the gods. Or fantasy. Ginso can mean fantasy and illusion, and it's kind of a dumb word because of that. Oh, we're drunk mode. I still don't know why. I'll take it, I guess. Welcome back. This is 100 Oni Company. Also Oni sign. Yeah, I don't know what the people, rejoicing over Goyoku Ibun are so happy about. We've had playable font for years. Oh. So this is, clearly Aya's theme. Well, I mean, to be fair, if this was all, like, about a newspaper, I guess it was Aya and Suika that orchestrated these. Yeah, here we go. Final boss Aya. Wow. That's certainly something. Oh, you finally made it. I knew it. I knew that the newspaper reporter would be in cahoots with her. If you don't translate that word as cahoots, you are wrong. So if you made it this far, that must mean that you even beat Suika. Wow, good job. Exactly what is your plan? Like, what's your objective? Objective? Oh, I'm just reporting the truth. That's all. It looked like that Oni had some kind of objective. Let's see. True delicious sake is only obtainable after a difficult fight. If you can obtain it via easy means, then you can't make use of its full worth. Yeah. Basically saying like that's the case for everything, not just sake. Like with everything, it only has its true worth because you struggle to obtain it. And she's saying basically, no, in fact, what you actually really wanted to obtain the whole time is that struggle. Alright, sure, whatever. Why is Aya like preaching to us about this? So what I'm trying to say is, a battle between two strong people makes the sake that you drink after the battle all the tastier. And plus, I can report on it. And I can also drink. So you do have a goal. Well, who cares? It's fine. The Tenkonshu is right before your very eyes. Many yokai, more or less, have fallen here. The time has come. Tonight, Heaven's Liquor. Heaven's Liquor will resurrect. Oh, here it is. Title drop. So what will we do? There's only one thing for us to do. And Plan says, I'm gonna get my hands on that tasty liquor. And Aya says, I'll have you teach me the truth about that meteorite explosion? What? I don't know. I didn't read the summary of the plot beforehand. Meteor explosion. Oh, wait. Oh, that was the thing. I remember that. Right. I had to research a bit of stuff in one of the books a while ago, and I think in one of the like Aya interview books, the Scarlet Devil Mansion article talks about like a meteor impact at the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So it's like referencing the books. Well, fuck. I deserve that. Anyway, okay. So it's gonna reference stuff like that. Like, I think there's reason for me to sometimes be a little bit confused as to what I'm reading. It's got a lot of stuff. Tengu. Amakitsune. Okay. Alright, I'm waiting for Moses' Miracle. Anytime now. Oh yeah, there's a couple cards, we're gonna see it. This one, it's just really easy to get trapped against the side of the screen if you're not careful. You like, be very careful with how your opponent is treating it. She sure has a lot of HP. I only lost a bit of power when I died, but I guess not being at full power is like fatal in this game. Unless this card just has a lot of HP. Could be. Full power, please. Thank you. Oh, I do like those bullets, but I don't think they made them. I think I've seen them in Consider the Conclusion, maybe? Not sure. They look familiar. They're obviously based off her Touhou 9 stuff. Okay. Tengu Reppudan. It's like a Tengu... Oh. Like blazing... Wait. Oh, was there something moving toward me? I was really just... Oh, yeah. She's throwing, like, little bullets directly at me, too. Basically to make sure I'm paying attention. Shit. She got me. I wasn't paying attention. It's like a wind sign, Tengu, blazing wind, basically. It's actually like blazing with bullets. Sure. I really don't need these power items. I hope this infinite continues. Oh, look, it's Sorayumebako's Guidance, or whatever it's called. Everyone knows Sorayumebako's Guidance. I just found this card to be really easy for, like, the last card she uses. But I guess it's not easy for everyone. Yeah, I saw a friend play Touhou a while ago and he struggled. Oh, here's the Moses Miracle. Oh, it's so ugly. I can't look up there and read that name right now. It's not happening during this. I'm getting stimulus overload from this. It's like broken Tetris pieces. Look, I do respect the effort that goes into this, but did they like make this pattern and then show it to anyone and get their opinion? It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Also, this is taking a while. I'm at max power. It's just taking forever. I think the path is getting thinner. I know there's more red lines poking out at me now. Maybe that's just luck too. I don't know. All right. This feels more like a Suika attack for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it's got the eye of colors though. That's true. Hitboxes are on my side. It sounds kind of like Maelstrom, but it's missing the do. I'm not sure how you say Maelstrom in katakana though. I think it's supposed to be Maelstrom. Maelstrom it. Doesn't come back again. Oh, that hit me? Okay, hitboxes are not on my side. Never mind. Okay, I hope I have him. Oh, it's a Wind God Girl. Last card is Wind God Girl. Oh, it's just Wind God. Oh, it is just Wind God Girl. Kind of. Yep. They definitely played Shoot the Bullet. I was gonna say, I hope I have infinite continues. I gotta see that bad ending. Recently, I watched a Japanese streamer's VOD of Wonderful Waking World, and he actually blocked out the ending, even though it's not an official Touhou game. I think that policy only refers to, like, official games, right? Like, Zen just says, please don't show off my endings. I don't think he cares, like, if people show off fangame endings, right? Like, he obviously doesn't have much domain over those. I would think that would be up to the fangame devs. So, I see no reason to not show off the ending of this. Though I do respect Zen's wishes when it comes to the mainline games. I guess they're just kind of keeping the tradition, probably, is what that was, I would think. Is that it? This is like the last spell. There totally is. There's gonna be. I should have known. However, Tengu power, sentence cuts off there. I need to see the next bit. And Oni power, and Sake power. Is Suika supposed to be there? This is Divine Liquor, Tenkon Shu. So this is like whatever liquor we're here to get. Okay, now Suika is there. Oh. What a weird combo of characters. But again, like that's kind of the charm of the older fan games, right? I see like these weird character combos because they only had so much to work with back then. Nowadays, it's like you have a lot more like relationships formed and stuff. Like, oh, you know, Cerno has all these friends and like, oh, that's kind of scary. Like all these other stage 1 bosses, like, you know, you can work Eternity into that and stuff if you want to even. She's a fairy. Well, kind of a fairy. But back then, you know, Cerno had a stuff to interact with and, well, granted, she's always kind of mad at you. But you kind of see what I'm saying. Aya didn't have other Tengu, for example. And until Touhou 10, she didn't even have Momiji. Nope, it's no good. The Tenkon Shu won't resurrect with only this much power. Huh? Oh, come on, says Fawn. Guess there's no portraits and too bad end. Yep. Okay, well, for better or for worse, that probably means that we don't unlock extra. But again, that's fine. I want to make, like, each visit to these games. Is there Is there credits music? No, there's not. Barrage, huh? So 15. 15 is, I guess, like the main person behind disfact. And they're still on Twitter. They actually say, like, if you want to contact them over anything related to the circle, to contact them. And they have the DMs open, which is cool. So I will say, like, part of why I'm going through these today. Oh, those are the characters. Fandre, Ran, Moko, Suako, and Fandre again. Part of why I'm going through these is to see if there are any good, like, translation candidates. So when they put all the games up in 2016, they essentially ended support for them. But after that, they did put 2 of their games up on Steam, 2 of their Touhou games. I'm pretty sure it was after that point at least. So that shows that there's maybe some hope there. If it's a game that, you know, solid, has a lot of good stuff in it, doesn't have like any online features that would get lost. I know some of them do. Some of those I won't be playing today for that reason. And like, there's a lot of people that would want it. Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. I think it's probably fine as is. I think it's an important game for fan game history though, for sure. Alright, anyway. What's next on my list? Okay. Next on my list is something a bit more promising looking. Let me just get this up real quick. So this is one of their somewhat newer games. It had a really nice page on their site as well that looked really well made. It's called Vanished Maiden. I think the name's longer than that. I think it's Touhou Kamigami Sekai 2 something 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 Vanished Maiden. But half the time it's just listed as Vanished Maiden, so it's Vanished Maiden, okay? Let's see, window mode. Thank you. So, sound effects are really quiet in this one. I'm just going to turn this up a bit more. Hopefully this will be good. So this came with a bunch of save files already. Just downloading off their site, which is weird, but it's how it is. But I'm going to start up a new game. I loaded up one, like this first one. That's at the start of the game, just to see what the gameplay was like. And it seemed pretty neat. They've done a lot of roguelike games. This is, I guess, some kind of RPG, kind of. The battle system is neat from what I saw. I haven't done the tutorial yet, mind you. Just a little more. Volume, please. Now, if this is like a proper RPG, it could have like a lot of stuff to do, and I could spend a lot of time on it, so I'm gonna try to make this visit fairly quick. We have icons, we got Aya, Momiji, Kane. I got some Hina, Midori, Patchy. Is that... It's not Quackama, is it? Purple? No. It must be. I mean, are these OCs? We got Misty. Who's that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Kosuzu? Her outfit doesn't look right. I think that is Quackma there. Okay, I think part of why I was confused is because that purple on the top, I thought it was a bow. It's just a background color, but the background color only, like, appears on the top side of the image. Like, look up at all these, like, it's orange up top and black down bottom. So I thought I was looking at, like, a character with red hair and a big purple bow. That almost looks like Rumia, but it's... the hair's too red. Got Misty. Chen. Again, like, that yellow up top is throwing me off. I really wish I could make this window bigger, too, because these are pretty small on my end. In fact, they're bigger if I look at the stream preview. We got Aaron, Medicine, Letty, Wriggle, Sakuya, and Aya. Back around to Aya. Okay, let's go with Hina. It's just the save icon. It doesn't mean anything anyway. Just walk and run speed. We'll just keep the default. And save it in slot 2. Well, yeah. Slot 2 is fine. Oh, jeez. After the events of Kamigami Sekai, Aya and the others returned to Gensokyo from the world of possibilities? Oh, hey, thank you for the raid, Lean and Green. Okay, so this game is a direct sequel to Kamigami Sekai, which I have not played. So, I guess it's going to give us maybe kind of a summary, maybe not. I don't know. After returning, there was no longer a need for them to like cooperate with each other, so they all split up and went back to their daily lives. And Miji went home together. On their way back, they found a mysterious pocket watch and picked it up. What is this pocket watch, I wonder? You're going to pick that thing up? Yeah, I guess. Well, whatever. Everything's over now. Now we can finally go back home. Heyo. I'm playing some disfact fan games. I haven't seen a lot of these. You just missed Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor, so that was probably the main attraction, honestly. It's 5 minutes too late. Goodness, we really can go back home. A lot of things that I don't really understand happened, but, well, I guess all's well that ends well. I'm exhausted. I want to go back home and sleep. I've got all sorts of things I've got to do too, but yeah, I think that's enough for today. I'm tired too. Let's see. Anyway, you know, we're pretty close to winter, but it's not really that cold. In fact, now that we've returned home, the atmosphere just seemed a little different. You know, I guess you're right. Things do seem a little off. But maybe it's just because we're returning home after being gone for so long. Maybe you're right. Let's see. But I'm a bit concerned. I saw the other Tengu, like, panicking about something up in the skies earlier. I suppose you're right. Getting involved in this would be kind of a hassle, so rather than flying, let's just walk on the ground. So if we do that, the direction that we're going to want to go in is northwest. From here. Okay. This is just tutorial stuff. Equipment. It's important to equip items. For now, try... Okay. Equipping the equipment that you have in the menu. Where's the menu? Escape? Nope. Okay, it's V. So, this is a nice pause screen. That, like, clock and all that, they have that on their site page for this too, so it gave a really nice impression. This game looks pretty well made compared to Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. Gotta be honest. Okay, so I probably want the item menu. There's no quick menu properly. Just, characters, items, skills. This is like, well, it says library, but it's like a bestiary probably. Looks like they have items and enemies in it. It's basically just records, yeah. Oops. And then temporary save chew then. Spring of Dreams music we made. It's Touhou 12's stage 1 theme. That little riff at least. I've had to retry UFO enough times. There anyway, we can just equip stuff here. So we have an Uchiwa, which is a folding fan, and a Mokoto, which is just a sword. So we'll give her the fan, and we'll give Momiji the sword, because we're not weird. We're not going to give them the wrong weapons, right? Okay. Alright, so, northwest. Is this a save point? Yeah, it's probably healing me or something, if I had to guess. So this is the screen that I was on when I loaded the first save, but there were enemies here. Oh, they're still here. I didn't check this out. We got some herbs, medicinal herbs. So the combat in this game, it's pretty neat. So we can hit different buttons here, or we could move. So I'm gonna hit this enemy. So you can hit Z and target anything around you and hit it. So from Momiji, I guess you can hit diagonally. It's a Tsuchinoko, by the way. But I'm gonna show off, like, instead of that, you can move. And that, like, uses up your turn, or at least part of, like, your energy gauge. You can also defend by hitting X. C is items, so we have that herb that we picked up. We also have V, which is spells, so she just knows first aid. I think everyone knows what first aid does. I don't think I have to read that out. Maybe probably guess. And that's basically how the combat works. I guess it's not going to give us a tutorial on that. We just gotta figure it out, but it's pretty simple. It's nice. I like this system. So to the left it shows hit rate and evasion rate, which I guess are separate things. Rather, like, that's probably the enemy's chance of evading. I can attack myself if I want to as well. Slap myself with a fan. So can we hit diagonally? Okay. I wonder if like the rate's different if we do that, the hit rate. Can we run? Yeah, okay, we can run. So in battle it's grid based, but when you're just on the field like this, you can walk around just freely, which is pretty neat. I'd like seen the screenshots on the site and I'd seen like both and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's grid based in some shots, but not in others. And that makes sense, you know? So let's see. No, that's pretty much the same like hit rate and evasion rate that you get from attacking normally. I wonder if like being behind enemies does anything. I'm just gonna... Oh, it died, I guess. Anyway, so we want to go northwest, but I'm just gonna take a quick peek around, attack a couple enemies, test out mechanics. So I'm gonna move Momiji over to like as behind this thing as I can get, I guess. No, that's pretty much the same. I guess it's slightly higher, but I would think that would just be more because Momiji has higher accuracy. Her ability is like seeing really far after all, so kind of sad if she didn't have really good accuracy, right? I mean, it's got Momiji, so that's one cute Uwu already. There's nice art here in the menu. See? It's pretty. This game has pretty good art. They've come a long way. Disfact. So I think you can move diagonally too. Do I need to numpad this? No. Okay, I guess you can't. So no diagonal movement. You can't like skip as far as I can tell. If you want to move diagonally, you gotta do 2 moves. That's fine. It's kind of weird that it lets you still like input commands after the battle ends for a second or two. Oh, we got a cutscene. Oh, if it isn't Momiji and Aya, what are you doing here? Oh, if it isn't Nitori and Hina. Huh? I thought we arrived back here first. Hmm? We've been here this whole time. That's right, I was here talking with Hina, and I was just about to go back home. But now this has happened. Huh? But weren't you just in the world of possibilities with us just a bit ago? Again, I don't know what this Kanal Sekai world of possibilities thing is. I have no idea. I didn't play the previous game. Maybe World of Possibilities isn't a good name. I'm gonna call it that. I'm basing this off limited info here. No info. Huh? World of Possibilities. What's that? Wait, what? What's going on? What do you mean? So there was this festival at the Hakuri Shrine. Then we got sent to the World of Possibilities. And there we did all sorts of stuff. Well, you shouldn't have forgotten that. So, what's going on here? Come to think of it, Nitori. Let's see. This whole time you've been saying, like, now of all times, or like, now this is happening. But just what's going on? Huh? You don't know? No, I mean, well, it looks like there's some troublesome humans in the mountain. It could be humans, could be human, plural, singular, we don't know. Look, like, lately, they've had some kind of business with the shrine that came here. Rather, they have business with the shrine that came here lately. Lately, it was in the wrong spot. Well, we can't just ignore them and leave them alone. It looks like the Tengu have been getting all sorts of orders as well. So, I don't really know if it's okay for you guys to be here like this. But that means... Wait, no way. Don't tell me. Nitori, are you... Oh. She's asking what season it is now. What season is it right now? Oh, come on. You're saying like you had some sort of like time travel happen or something. It's the 122nd season. Is that... I haven't seen like this way of expressing seasons. I don't know if this is anything weird. But she's saying it's season 122, fall. Weird. Okay. I see. Well, this looks like it's going to be a pain in the ass. Up until just now, we should have been in the 123rd season. But for whatever reason, it looks like now we're on the 122nd one. In other words, I don't know why, but it looks like we've traveled through time. Is that really true? Honestly, this doesn't sound believable in the slightest, but... Is that reaction of yours real? Rather, I think she was saying that reaction looked real, but... Big praising. So that means... we have to somehow get back to our original time. Yeah. I don't really get what's going on. But we have some stuff that we have to do too. As I said earlier, humans have been coming into the mountain, so I need to go deal with them. Of course, if I don't run into them, that's okay too, but I still need to at least go, like, patrol around a little bit. Huh? I thought you were going back to your house. Yeah. Well, I have to do that too. I'll be heading back toward my house from here. And if I don't run into anyone on the way back, then that's fine too. Let's see. A lot of text here, sorry, I just have to actually read this first. Long sentence. Sorry, I have to drink some water. I gotta go get some more soon. So they traveled together up until this point, but here she's going to go to basically just a different path through the sea trees. Yeah, like climbing up a cliff on the north. Complicated directions. I'm not good with directions. Real life either. I see, is that so? In that case, sorry for wasting your time. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. More importantly, why don't you two come with us? Huh? I mean, you have to think about what you're going to do next, right? I don't really know what's going on. But since you've gotten warped to this specific time, why don't you go visit those gods? I don't know. Maybe. Is it really okay for us to be doing stuff like that in a different time period, though? Yeah, you're right. I agree with what you're saying, Mumishi, but on the other hand, we can't just sit here doing nothing. Well, I guess you're right. Well, in that case, why don't you start by doing something? Okay, we get to pick who we're going with by the sounds of it. Okay, neat. So we can either go to the north with Italy, or we can go to the west with Hina. Interesting. Oh. Huh, neat. This is an important selection screen. So choices like this influence who you'll get in your party. Okay, and it always says like who you'll get and whatnot. Okay. And they even go out of the way to say that like it puts the like selection thing in the middle, so you don't have to worry about mashing or like accidentally choosing, which is really nice. So Hina's on the right. And it also says both of these characters will oh rather no, I think it's just saying like if we go with her we'll get it later. I don't know. Either way. I'm gonna go with Hina. I've translated more Hina. I'm gonna go with Hina. With me, huh? Okay, I see. Hold on, I really have to go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'll grab the water as well. I'm dying here. BRB. Okay, sorry about that. I've saved my bladder from bursting. Oh, and by the way, since we're going to be patrolling, keeping an eye out for humans on the way back home, we won't actually participate in battle. But I think that you'll be okay around here with just the two of you. So yeah, as it said, like, we'll get Hina later by going with her, not necessarily right now. Okay, got it. Let's get going. Okay. So west with Hina then, huh? North with Nitten. Okay, we can run. Can we go through the trees? No, we can't. It's kind of a shame that the Kaze no Tayori games didn't really work out that well. From the screenshots on the site, it looked like the second one had a lot more characters. I think it had Aku, I think it had Renko and Maribel even, I want to say, were in the screenshots. I would have liked to see that. But if it's just those weird puzzles that I can't really get to work out, then I don't know. I see one fairy turned into 3, so map encounters can have multiple enemies without telling you. Good enough. So what's Meisuishu have for this spell? Nothing. But it says when you get them, so that's nice. 3 all the way to 37. Okay. She's gonna have to move. Diagonal's fine though. Alternatively, I could have waited for like the fairies to move to her, but well, I don't know. I'm dumb. By the way, has anyone played the disfact SRPG that's on Steam? Like, is it like this? Or is it like a proper, like isometric, or like what you expect kind of one? Okay, so you can only use items on yourself. That's good to know. I just used one with iron, automatically targeted her. I don't think I could have performed Meisuishu with it. These berries are pretty beefy. Okay, we got one. I've got heals though, so it's okay, I guess. Oh, maybe I should have been using eyes things instead of an item. She does that first aid. Let's use MP though. Last time 0, delay 0. Pick a character. It's just a bit of HP. We can try it on Meisuishu. Good. So we can't like move up between, like we can't swap with eye or anything like that. Just looking at controls up at the top. Yeah, everything I already knew except you can hold L and R or whatever the equivalent of those are to run apparently. You know? It says you have to be on top of a retreat point for it. Oh, that must be that orb at the little right. I was wondering why those kept appearing in fights. That explains it. Okay. And you're leveled. Level 2, I think? I don't know. I think we leveled up 4. No. Okay. Does it say when Aya gets her skill? 5. So 3 from Meisuishu, 5 for Aya. Okay. Anything else I want to see in here? The usual stats with attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, accuracy, evasion, crit, and movement speed. Like action speed, rather. Oh, we have more stuff to put on. Oh, I'm done. Okay. So this... Okay, we'll take this one, since it gives speed. Okay. This is her camera. Makes it so we can see enemy gauges, I guess action gauges. Oops. And from the Meisuishu, we'll put on this. That's probably it. Okay. Didn't realize we had more equipment. Okay, and a yokai crow also joined the fight. It's kind of annoying how I have to keep on walking when Meisuishu over. I wonder if I can position better before the fight starts or something to get around that. So does leveling up or doing battles get your MP back? No. Okay, so we used 2 in Aya and we gained 2 when we leveled. So we gained 1 when Meisuishu leveled. So when you level, you don't get that MP, it just goes onto the max. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we can position differently. I guess I'll use first aid. It's got good range, actually, that's nice. More than you expect for a first aid. I think actually that camera let me see enemy HP because I could already see their action gauge. Their HP's down bottom instead of being the red one. Cool. That's handy. I like seeing that. I feel like maybe I shouldn't fight everything because I only have so much when it comes to healing. Got some extend ash here. It's a lot of pros, but at least we're next to each other, so we can actually attack together this time. I do much prefer that. I like being able to use both my characters. Luigi's taking some hits. I'm gonna heal outside of battle instead. We leveled. Okay, Luigi should have learned something now. So she has... No, okay. Shield attack. Let's see. So it's fixed non-elemental damage with a oh. That's not what the fixed means. That's not. So it scales off of her defense and does non-elemental damage to one enemy. And it also knocks them back a panel. Okay. Nice. Can we use this at a fight? Yes. Okay. Good. I feel like with limited MP though, I probably shouldn't actually use shield attack right now. I wonder, like, how do people drink water on stream without it being like an interruption? In my case, I drink out of like proper glass glasses, so I have to be really careful sitting back down on my desk, otherwise it could make a little clink sound. I just gotta get one of those hats, you know, one of those like beer hats filled with water or coffee. Let's pass. Get up here. Get up here, little snack. HP. Could have gone down too, I guess, but we're just gonna go here. This is Uncharted Valley 2. We got Kappa here. Are they gonna be strong? Valley Kappa. What's the fairy named? I didn't look. Oh, when it gets closer, I guess. Is fairy trying to run away? No. Why? It's just Barry. Okay. 12 MP. Another 12 HP. 100 MP. And he's just get a bunch of MP to work with, huh? Well, if we can do a bit more damage, we can one-shot the fairies. I kinda want that. Maybe I can go this way and go around? No? Yeah. Maybe through the shallows if I get around. I wonder when we can make proper saves, because, like, we could quick save, like, do a suspense save at any time, but... I don't know. Maybe at that one circle I'd seen at the start of the game, if we stood at it, like, maybe the suspend save option changes to a proper save one. Could be one of those kinds of games, you know? I'm really trying to charge something up. Come on, get over here. So yeah, actions use up different amounts of your gauge. Moving uses up less than attacking. Pretty basic stuff. See this in a lot of games. So yeah, he did say like west and climb up the cliff, so I think we're going the right way probably. There's a sneaky Kappa back there behind him. Don't accidentally attack Aya, please. She'll die. She'll die. Let me take this out, and I'll have Momiji. Look at this too. Look at red medicine. Okay. Oh right, that only works right. Can't like use items on other characters. I forgot. That's what I tried to just do. Like it just confirms it immediately. Dang. Okay. And this one we just topped off. I don't think it's going to be too scarce anyway. It's fine. Kappa had 16 HP. 2 hits is enough. Like with everything. Alright, so is this where we're supposed to go? So this is Uncharted Valley 1. 3 XP, like, how quickly do we level? That's probably not... 27, is that how much I need, or how much I have? Probably need. I'm gonna do battle check. See if that goes down. Oh geez, Eye's in trouble. I'm gonna move a bit. I'm gonna be there. I don't want to get pummeled on by 3 things at once. That sounds awful. Did she miss the first time? I think she did. I'm gonna count her first. HP. My eye is just getting wailed on because she's up front all the time. Okay, so that went down there? No, it went up. I think. Wasn't it somewhere in the 20s? I've already forgotten the number. I'm sure it'll become clear eventually. I've said this before, but I think Not a Faith might have like one of the best overall OSTs. Like, it just has so many songs that are good. Can I? Okay. I just centered myself just right. Oh, there was a little... Yeah, there's a kappa there. I didn't even see it. He's got a Tsuchinoko behind him too. Oh, it's a chest. More red medicine. Okay. Is that a special kappa, or is it just regular? He's just regular. He's just kind of like all out here on his own. Maybe there's something special. Then the game is small, and I thought like maybe he had a weird thing on his head, but I just had a little disc. It's still purple, which didn't really sit right. That's something new, I think. I can't tell what that is. Is that like a little ghost? Okay. I don't have HP. Oh, it's just Tsuchinoko behind. Never mind. Small sprite's tricking me. Okay, this is just back on the mountain. Alright, I think maybe we wanted to not go this way. Hold on. I think we probably wanted to go west instead of like going up toward the Untrodden Valley. Well, saying that, Untrodden Valley was also the west screen. Just don't go up to the one that's the waterfall. This is back where we were, I think. I assume we'll be going both ways anyway, eventually. This is a cute game, though. I do want to keep on playing it for a bit longer. I think I want to at least reach the point where I get heated in my party. Yeah, so we're back here. This is the Sea of Trees. So I think we just want to go west instead of messing around. Not sure. Go for the crow first. Take out the Tsuchinoko after because it's really weak. Good job, you did it, Aya. What do we got here? More red medicine. I'll just call them red potions. So up went to that other screen. Now where to go down here? Okay, so we do have to go up. Maybe I can go a different way when I go up. Because I feel like the way we're going is going to like lead to this place if anything. This is definitely not the Bunbun forest, so I don't know why we have this theme, but I'm not complaining. I'm complaining that it's over. I suppose I did say Sea of Trees and not like Sea of Trees 1, I think. Alright, so can I like get into this shallow water and do anything? Like go around getting there? Yeah, let's do this. Cross the river. So up there too. I'm actually down for it. I'm surprised the enemies don't like pursue us at all. This is a big chest. It's a scrap of cloth. Is that just like a material for something? How do I get to the other menus here? Oh, it says up there. L and R. I don't know what L and R are on a keyboard. It's Control and Shift. Okay. It's an actual thing you put on. It raises your evasion, but barely raises your defense. Okay. I think I'll just keep what I have, probably. The defensive stats. And over here in key items, we have Mysterious Pocket Watch. The description is basically the same as the name. This lets you change the in-game settings. So it's like Clone Piece RPG, they like put that in here, huh? Weird. It's the same stuff we set up when we started the game. And the last one, I think we're back into there. Tells you your current objective. There's something weird going on in the mountain. It's basically saying go northwest. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm lost. I don't know if I'm getting Sokyo. Give me a break. Oh. We found her. I think we've come far enough. Speaking of patrol, we didn't run anyone particularly strange. Doesn't look like Nitori's made it here yet. I think I'll just stay and wait here. Oh, thanks then. Let's see. We'll reach the shrine we were talking about if you continue further up the mountain from here. Gotcha. Okay, bye then. So I guess when it said we'd be getting Hino later, I guess it didn't mean like very soon, maybe. So we can certainly do temporary saves. Wait. Yeah, when it says temporary save, it doesn't actually bring you back though. It says like restart the game if you want to make it back to the title screen. That's weird. More herbs. Can he just trash? No. I guess he's not here yet. Okay. Let's go a bit further. Yokai Mountain, Western Section 3. What's this creepy flower? There's two of them. They're moving. Oh, they're Mandragoras. Okay. They're looking pretty strong. Oh, I didn't get to look. Oh, right now I did look. She should attack. That's all it was. So at least that circle healed us. That's good. They just do nothing? Okay, they can't move. Got it. They're immobile. Not really too surprising. Maybe they could get XP or something. I'll fight a couple. Pretty simple. All the enemies are pretty easy so far though. Haven't had any real big threats. See how much XP we get? 8. Yes. Let's check that screen again. Okay, it did go down. Okay, so we need 16 more to level. I get something level 5, I think it said, so we'll get something quite soon here. That would make me happy. Skills would be nice to have. Guess I could try a shield attack too. This is an RPG made by Disfact. Disfact is the circle behind Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. That's probably what they're notorious for. But they have like 20 different games. They got like other shmups. They got kind of photography, kind of not games. They got some weird experimental like puzzle games that I didn't really mesh with. They have a bunch of roguelikes, and then they have this, which looks to be one of their better games probably. It's like a weird kind of tactical RPG thing. So we just met up with Hina a bit ago and like brought her back to our house. We're going to go up Yokai Mountain and meet with, I guess, Kanako and Suoka. Presumably. This is a direct sequel to their past game, so there's some stuff I don't know, but more or less we've traveled back in time a year, or I think maybe just a season, without knowing why. A rain girl. Whatever this thing is, some kind of yokai I don't recognize, maybe. It's not even any rain in here. It's just the usual enemies. Can we level up back there? No, I need 4 more XP. Hold on, I want to level up and get a new skill. Oh, another party member. I was hoping we'd get Hina after that, but not yet. Is that still... Okay, we're not getting XP from some enemies, apparently. Really? Oh well. So even those aren't giving XP. Hold on, I'm gonna go out and fight one of those Mandragoras. Those definitely gave XP. This fight should probably be enough to level us, I think. Is Aya gonna be okay though? I hope she is. These things don't actually seem to do that much. That is 8 damage, is pretty good. Alright, 8 XP. Oh, I was looking at the level. I was looking at the wrong 4. Oops, I can't even read English. Looks like it is pretty decent sized. I don't know, like, how much of Gensokyo's in here, but just when selecting my save character icon, there were a lot of different characters in there. Like Ante characters, SDM characters. There was one I couldn't recognize because the graphic was a bit small. It looked like it might have been Kosuzu, or maybe Rumia with weird colored hair. There's a lot of stuff. Okay, there's nothing over there. So, this might be like a hidden gem Touhou RPG that people haven't found out about. I'm kind of trying to figure that out. If there are any disfact games that, like, could use a translation and would benefit from being put on Steam next to the other ones, it might be this game and its prequel. Or so I'm thinking. They've already got a couple of the games on Steam, and even though they're not making Touhou stuff anymore, I might consider reaching out and seeing if they're interested. Okay, let's go up here. So this goes further down. Oh, we're already at the shrine. That was pretty quick. The areas are actually somewhat small, I guess. Hi, Sane. You're that Tengu. Good work. So she says, so context here is last game, like, a bunch of characters grouped up to, like, solve an incident in another world, but we've traveled back in time since coming back from that other world. So Aya's like talking to Sane like she just saw her hours ago, but that's not the case. Sane's basically saying, well, you sure are acting like you're familiar with me. I don't remember becoming, like, such close terms with you. Oh, well, sorry, you see, a lot of things happened. I don't really get it. You didn't contact us, and then you suddenly appeared, and now you're talking all this nonsense. So, that's your Tengu's answer then, is it? So, this all sounds vague because we don't really know, like, what we're being thrust into. There's some kind of half incident going on, we don't know. Huh? What are you talking about? So let me respond, let me answer with my power. Yep. So she's going to reply with force, apparently. I see. Boss fight. Aya's at like half HP. I'll use first aid. That means you can top yourself off too, I guess. Oh, we got more stuff. Let's see, this is a temporary attack buff in battle. And this makes your own HP 1. Nice, that sounds really good. It's a pun on Yakuso, which is medicinal herb. So this is Yakuso, but the Yaku is Hina's misfortune Yaku. So it's just a bad pun. I wonder if there will be an actual use for it later on. I say it's a bad pun. I love puns like that. I think it's a good pun, personally. Alright, let's use Momiji's shield attack skill. Oh, wait, we were right up next to him for that. So, 11, okay. I think she does about that much anyway. Well, I don't know, not when she misses. She needs to heal. Someone's kicking her ass. Ow, wait. I just healed. Did she already knock down to that with one hit? That's crazy. Heal. Oh, that only recovers 10 HP, no wonder. Alright, I'm gonna use first aid. First aid's stronger than medicinal herbs. I guess shield attack is good, like, if she's gonna, like, walk back down here after, because she wants to seem to beat Momiji, then that's good. It'll make her waste her moves. Use up her gauge faster. I wonder if it'll be okay, like, I didn't grind up to, level 5 and get another skill for Aya. So I'm a little worried. I guess we're doing okay. We just gotta work through those consumables and heals. Oh. This is talking about when bosses get low, apparently. This is saying that when you get bosses low, with some exceptions, most bosses will have their BGM change, their actions will change, and they'll use stronger attacks. In Sanae's case, she'll use self-buffing skills, and then start channeling a really powerful move. Let's see. Sanae may be a boss, but she's set up so you can interrupt her channeling. Okay. So smack her and interrupt her charging so you don't get hit by that move. Alright. I was gonna do it anyway. Yeah, she's charging up summon talking on Minakata or whatever it is. I just saw it at the top of the screen for a second. Whatever the persona guy is. Alright. I'd like it if I could hit her with Meisuishu's shield bash, because I feel like that's really likely to cancel this. It, like, bumps her. Okay, there we go. Actually, she still looks like she's channeling to me. I don't have like anything that specifically says it stops channeling. Okay, her circle disappeared. I think we're good. Wait, now it's back. I guess she just started channeling again. Yeah. Can we not move to the left? Seems like we can. I'm trying to get Momiji like near above Aya, but I can't. I'll do this. Bit of repositioning. One more hit. 13 HP, maybe 2. 2 hits. Okay. Got it. And now we all good. That's far enough. The way her hand was positioned, I thought she was on a cell phone for a second. Lady Kanako. That's enough, Sanae. Fall back. Tengu. So you've made it clear that you will not want to stand in opposition with us. Huh? No, that's not the case at all. I don't need to hear any more. Let's see. I'm going to interpret your actions just now as a declaration of war upon us. Leave this place at once. Otherwise... But wait, hold on a second. Aya, let's retreat for now. Huff, huff. I guess we're probably okay now that we've run away this far. I think so. Goodness, it looks like this has become quite the hassle. Well, it's not very good that she seems to now think that all of us Tengu are her enemies. True, but it didn't seem like she was going to listen to us and let us try to fix the misunderstanding. What do we do now? Why do things end up like this? Or like, why are things like this? It seemed kind of strange ever since we ended up here. Here being like this time, because we're in the past. Hey, there's something over there. That red light. It looks kind of like those distortions from the world of possibilities, the whatever world from the other game. Yeah, this is Vanished Maiden. It does look really good so far. Definitely a very good first impression. But it's definitely like, it's not what Devil of Decline is to Genius of Sephiroth. It's an actual sequel. I don't think you'd really have to play the last game to fully understand stuff, but like, it is mentioning some stuff from the past game. And like, it's part of the plot here that a lot of the characters we're talking to don't remember what happened in the past game. So I think it'd be beneficial, but unfortunately, even though the sequel's available for free on their site, this one isn't, for whatever reason. Oh, sorry. The first one isn't. I mean, this is the sequel, Banished Maiden. The first one, Kamigami Sekai, isn't up for download for whatever reason. I think it was too big to put up. Yep, this is essentially Kamigami Sekai 2. So in other words, that means there's probably something up ahead if we go that way. I don't know that for sure, but we have no choice, do we? So, through the red thing then? I don't know what this world of possibilities, this Kanose Sekai from the first game is, but This... Oh, it's the same world as always, isn't it? Looks like it. I guess we've come home then. Oh, then I have to let a cat into my room. Otherwise she's gonna yowl the whole night. Come on, Faith. Come on. Yowl. Ah, それはさ、だって、この指のようなもの、もうそのままだし、このまま放っておくわけにもいけないわよね。Saying that we can't like leave these distortions alone. Well, you're right about that. So, what do we do? Why don't we try going into the village for the time being? I'm curious as to what's going on the mountain. But, if the past world has become like that, we don't like... you don't think there's any difference for the routes chosen? So Hina was on one side and, Nitori was on the other side. I think after you, like, walk one of them back to the house, it probably joins up the shrine regardless, but it does seem like it influences which one will join your party later on. I haven't hit that point, though. I suppose so. Alright, then let's head to the human village for now. Yep. We can get there by heading straight south from here. I think that's probably a decent stopping point. This game does look pretty good. I would maybe be up for revisiting and playing it more at one point. I'm not sure. Not totally sure, but it seems good. It seems very solid. I would like to know how much more there is of it. I guess, like, it seems like it's probably a pretty long experience. Like, if all those characters in the save icon list are playable or they're all bosses or whatnot, then there's probably a good, at least like 4 or 8 hours. This could be long, like it could be 20. Oh yeah, look at the bestiary. That's a good point. Let me give us some idea of how long this is. Character data. Okay, so these are all the characters you can get in your party. That's 5, 10, 15 characters for your party. Okay. I mean, it'd be kind of nice if like... Oh, okay, I see. Alright, so you can like hit left and right to see the portraits. I was gonna say like, don't put her in front of the stats, I can't read. So you can see all the different art, that's nice. That's cool. Your tail perks up. That's nice. Okay. Enemies, alright. Ooh boy, oh check this out, this game is huge! Alright, I'm not gonna scroll through all that, I'll be here all day. Oh, wow, okay, so look at the side of the scroll bar in the enemy menu. And in the item menu, it's even smaller. There's even more items. This is player data, so it's gonna be like playtime and stuff like that. Oh. Oh, this has like online stats or something too? Wait, hold on. Okay, so it has my playtime. The average playtime in the world is 9.5 hours. The average held money is 250,000. Average battle number is 660. Average wins is 600. And average runaway is 4. So this was one of the bigger games in file size, yeah. Oh yeah, maybe that is what it means when it says Sekai there. Maybe it means it's through the file sizes, because it does come with other saves loaded. But saying that, a lot of their games have online functionality. I don't know how much it still works. Kaze no Tayori connected to like the remnants of some BBS or something, which I think is maybe still active. Because it had some messages from after the games went free in 2016. What is 163 hour count? That says global, like, record. So I think that's, I guess, the most time someone's ever spent on it. Assuming this is connecting online and not just looking at the other save files. So I'm not sure. But it does say global. So I'm assuming that is what it means. Oh, there's one save that has 163 hours. Okay. So I guess when it says global, that's just a bit misleading, and it's referring to like global as in not global, but like, you know, other global. All the different saves. Okay. That's a weird choice to make, but I guess honestly, like, putting an online global average here is also weird. I don't really know why they bother doing either, but yeah. Yeah, I just put my save in slot 1, and it has a Hina icon. It's easy to recognize. So I see that I can make suspense saves, like temporary saves. How do I make a permanent save? Like, is that not what this is? I don't really get that. Why is it calling it temporary save? I mean, I think it is just a proper save. I think when they wrote shoot on there, they just gave it kind of a weird English translation. Because up above it says just save. It's kind of weird. Okay. So I didn't mean to teleport back here to the other identical world. When you went back after the boss, your save was still before the boss. Really? Oh, are you sure you saved? Like, you have to step in... Actually, no, I guess you don't step in those. Those are just heals. You just gotta save here. I'll reboot the game just real quick so I can check. But past that, I am ready to move on to the next game. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to mention the circle. The circle's just a heal. Here's the good old ad for one of their other games. I did actually look up this game. It looks kind of similar to the one I'm playing now, but kind of different. And it only got like 1 or maybe no reviews actually. I don't think it got any reviews on Steam. I don't think you can buy it on the site anymore. Old game. Yeah, I think I'm still here. That sounds right. Hold on. It's online. Item codes. Online item codes. Those online things. I don't know what the online would be in here. So you can use item codes here. You've got like a username and a message. Everything played at 90 FPS. Yeah, so their games are not set to 60 FPS. They work off your monitor's FPS. I have a 144 Hz monitor, but to play anything today, I had to set this down to 60. Trust me, you don't want to play Recollection of Heaven's Liquor at 144 Hz. It's rough enough at 60. So yeah, change your monitor's refresh rate and the game should run just fine. Anyway, I don't have any item codes. I don't know why there's like usernames and messages. This is just like for item codes. I assume there's like enter code, get a free item. But I don't know why... Oh, rankings. So other players see these in rankings. More rankings. Maybe you access them via an NPC or something. It played at 90 FPS when you were on 60 Hz. Well, that's weird. In that case, I have no idea. Let's load this up to see. Yep, I'm right where I was. Save's okay. Alright, so. I checked out Kaze no Tayori 1 and 2. They didn't go that well. Heaven's Liquor, neat. So I have, I think 4 more games here. I'm thinking I'll try out. So the next one, is thankfully one that doesn't have the ad. So this is Touhou Shinbunbu. Shinbunbu, excuse me. You are newspaper. It is not a newspaper simulator like you might think it would be. It's kind of a weird, like... It's pretty loud, that's what it is. Hold on, if I turn this down. I can use my windows while I'm loud. Okay, one second, I'm thirsty. So I remember seeing these games online, like screenshots of them like over a decade ago. But I couldn't find like where to get them. You know, I was young, I didn't know Japanese or anything. So you would think that these would be like shootable games, but I don't think you actually take pictures. I think you're just like clearing scenes, but you'll see. I didn't play these for real. I really looked to make sure it works, but I was not sure. 144 Hz. Sounds a bit odd. Okay. Maybe that'll be a bit better. I turned it down a bit in OBS. Do let me know. So it's kind of like a weird arena shooter. Okay, that is a volume spike. Okay. Anyway. So they're kind of like arena shooters, like big arenas. I didn't bother making it past this opening pattern. I think this is going to be like kind of a gauntlet against a bunch of characters. And there's a sequel to this that's basically more of the same. With a lot more characters by the looks of it. And I think the old one's back again too. So yeah, it's running at 60 for me just fine. So I don't see any people are on Herb. I see the bar below me. The name of the card is Dark Side Reverie, by the way. Oh, well, this is a different attack. So that's good. I mean, this is already better than Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. Okay, so I can use my gauge and go invincible for a bit and really fast. It's multiple spells and shooting adds to the counter on the right. Okay. Having a hard time like tracking that while dodging. It doesn't seem to be going up for me. I'm just not close enough? I don't think that matters though. Oh, I think I do have to be close to hit her. I can't shoot her off screen. Looks like it. Interesting. So I have to like specifically approach because my bullets stop otherwise. Okay. But the harsh thing is, like, you get one life and then you just have to restart from what I can tell. Which is pretty rough. Okay, so Dark Side Reverie. I'm gonna bomb here. So you can't lock your angle when you bomb like you normally can. You have to just zoom around. That's maybe not that good for offense. Okay, she's getting replaced with Patchy. I think she's still helping though. Who's throwing the knives? It's Sakura. Okay. Big shock, but I just didn't see her get onto the screen. Ooh. Keep full gauge, you get a bonus hit. Oh, nice. So it's a death bomb if you have your full gauge. Okay. I'll try to just keep that then maybe. Damn. Do I have to restart? I have to restart. This is harsh. I'm probably just gonna like trial all the stages for a few minutes. Okay, so you really want to like stay up here in their face somewhat. So you actually get your gauge. Okay. Dark Side Reverie. Using your card. Oh. I went straight into that. I didn't think it was gonna curve, so I just tried to dodge and I just got hit. Yeah, I don't want to imagine this at 90 FPS. That sounds pretty nasty. It is pretty hard as is. I could always like move to a different angle if this isn't a good one, but I feel like I'm most comfortable dodging from below because I play Touhou. The only spell you managed to get was the Lillian Canyon one in the sequel. Okay. I mean, the Danmaku seems pretty reasonable. It's just like a matter of endurance, you know? Okay, Clockman is gone. So we're at like 1,500 of 11,000, so a bit over 1/10 of the way through this SDM group pattern. So I'm just gonna keep the yellow gauge and let it death bomb or whatever for me. I can't read those spell card names like this. Not a chance. I saw Earth in there somewhere. That's all I know. I said in it. I don't know. Not a good time to read stuff. But I help you sideways. Okay. Please end this attack. I don't like this attack. Okay, please give me full gauge so I don't die. Son of Sun. This is Sun and Sun sign. Okay. I'm being followed. Okay, I'm going to cut underneath her if I can. I'm going underneath the UI. I don't like that. Ah, shit. Okay, I must have had gauge. So I'm okay. Okay, let's get her like this. Okay. Oh, I thought that was Sakura on me. What's wrong with Patchy? Red... Okay, shit. I need to stop trying to read stuff right now. Ooh. I don't like whatever you're doing. Please don't do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gauge, gauge, gauge. I almost have my gauge. Please, just let me fill my gauge so I have a free hit. Ah, fuck. Okay. Alright. We've seen enough of that pattern. If I got a few lives or something, it'd be different. Oh, apparently that one's 5 stars. I just went to it because, like, okay, we start with Touhou 6 and go to 7 and 8 after, but no. That's apparently the hardest pattern. I see. And by the way, no, I'm not reading all this stuff down there. Yeah. Screen is too small. The font is too annoying from this range. Not happening. Okay, let's try this one. Isn't this music also from... Oh, was it the battle music from the game I just played 2 minutes ago? Or was this in Resurrection from Liquor? Oh wait, no. I think this is by Rengoku probably. That's probably why I know it. Oops, shit. I know that the other, like, shmup game I'm going to be playing from them in a bit uses Rengoku music because I recognized, like, the very first song in the game as a favorite of mine by them. So this is probably also Rengoku. The instrumentation sounds like it. Rengoku, for anyone who doesn't know, is like a free online music source. They do pretty good stuff. You can hear the music in Con Piece RPG for one place. Hollow World of God is where I first learned of them. Places like that. Ooh, scary. Yeah, I think this is definitely like that game that I saw when I was like a teenager and I never got to play. So it's pretty cool, like, getting to revisit something I only ever saw in screenshots back then. Okay, you really, like, have to hit her diagonally here. Ouch. Okay. I want to make it a little further into the Yomu pattern, maybe. I say the Yomu pattern, but it's not just going to be Yomu. I wonder if it's just going to be the characters in the thumbnail, or if they're going to, like, sneak around and Yukari into here. They could if they wanted. Yeah, it really does, like, force you to do the side shots, kind of, like, the reposition. That's what I was thinking, too. This one's gonna be tough. I don't like dodging sideways like this, it's weird. I don't like having to have her on the screen either. I guess because the screen is wider than it is tall, you're actually encouraged to, like, hit bosses sideways, huh? It essentially makes it easier. Because I think your shots... I don't think it's that they have a range. I think they, like, anything that's on the screen, they can hit. But if it's off screen, they can't. Okay, I'm fine. Bring out Yuyuko. I want to see Yuyuko. Oh shit, I wasn't paying any attention. Oh, I'm not actually hitting her, am I? Okay, let's move up. Game wants us to dodge sideways. I'll dodge sideways. I'm not good at horizontal shmups, though. Even though it's really just the same thing, I'm not very good at them. But fine. I'm just gonna dodge over here, I think. Alright, I see Yuyuko up there. She's doing stuff. Okay. This is kind of dodgeable from this angle. It's a little scary. I feel a little bit disoriented, but it's okay. I know you can do this one without sideways, but being sideways like this gives me essentially more range. So I'm gonna try to just do sideways more often, I'm thinking. The game is, like, stacked towards sideways being better. Your shots disappear as soon as they go off screen. You have more screen like this, basically. This is really easy. I think that's the last attack. Nice. Keiyaku. Contract. I guess beating them means you get to do an interview with them. Extra. Nice. Okay, cool. So the rank is just time-wise, huh? Okay. Neat. Alright, let's sample the Entei crew. I like that we have 2 characters here. We have... Oh, Flawn's off to the side there. Sneaky little Flawn. So all the groups outside of the PCB group have quite a few characters. Okay. Let's try the Entei group and see what it's like. Ooh, I know this song. This got used in Con Piece RPG, I believe. Whoa. Oh, okay. Right. They're probably safe when they're moving like that. Yep. It's just... The effect isn't quite as clear as it is in Imperishable Light. I don't like Tay attacks. I'm afraid of Tay attacks. Okay, I want to transition up to the side here, I think, so I can actually hit her. Weapon for Touhou 1 as well. Okay, it's been a long time since we played Weapon for Touhou 1. This is pretty tough, just because I'm sideways and I don't like that. Straight into Aaron, huh? Well, I guess it makes sense. Okay. Things are a lot easier if you do them sideways. In terms of, like, you don't have to worry about getting too far away. Just like, pretend this is your screen. Combo attack. I wish I could see the whole attack at once. Arena shooters like this are neat and all, but I feel like I'm gonna miss some parts of the attack, maybe, you know? Kind of get the full picture if it's all on one screen, right? Alright, ooh. They just blew right up. I could move down. Or I could just not. I mean, to be fair, I can just dodge the same way. Like, my hitbox is still the same like this. So I just... Don't worry about the fact that I'm shooting. I just... dodge. Try to. Okay. Okay, I got to sample it. Cool. Okay. Let's play the sequel of that, I think, next. There is a direct sequel to that game, called... Let me just get this up. Yep, here we go. I gotta sit through this thing again, but that's fine, we'll live. So this is Bunbun Shinbunbu D, Recollection of Newspaper. So it's just more of the same. But I think that game is pretty well made. It's a nice little thing. The Danmaku seems simple, but it looks good. The game overall looks good. They've come a long way since Resurrection of Heaven's Looker. They're borrowing the sprites from Conceal the Conclusion, but that's fine. Or from Danmaku, who I think they're made from CTC and like just out there for public use, right? Maybe I should hit the launch game button. Oh, it says remake, but it comes with extra stuff too. There's a practice mode. Okay. Neat. Kind of weird to give... Oh, I want to hit the music button. Kind of weird to give a music like select when you didn't make the music, but it's fine. Ooh, oh, I know that one from Hollow of God. That's used in their next game too that I'll be playing. I love this song. Okay. Ooh, I know that one too. That's also in Con Piece RPG, I believe. Somewhere. I don't know that one. Okay. So, let's try these out. So we have Kane and Lily. Weird choice. And then Ryuko again. This might just be the same pattern as before. We have Sane and a very big Kanako and Suruko. Entei crew again. We got the Yakumo group. And a big Suika and a few different protagonists. Also Alice is there. Not Marissa. We got Mokan again. Oh shit. We got Space. Huh. Nice. Check that out. Ooh, PC98. Nima's here. Alright. Let's start here. I wonder if the like ones that were in the first game are just remakes. It did say remake, so I'm thinking maybe those are the same and we can skip them, but I'll give them a quick check. Just the PCB one, because that'll give us the answer. To be fair, like, the original game only had 3 fights, so maybe this was like something made for a short period, like a tiny event or a game jam or something. What are those gonna do? Ooh, I like that. I like the color changing. That looks pretty cool. I can't do anything here. I need to move up and go sideways. Such is this game. Sideways dodging simulator. Moaidan didn't prepare me for this. Lily White and Kane though, huh? What a weird combination. But I do like that they're making some original patterns for Lily. Her stuff in Heaven's Liquor was more or less just her PCB patterns modified a bit. I think she did have some original patterns on it too, but I've already forgotten them. They didn't stand out very much. Okay, those... Am I safe? No. Okay, I need to, like, move up and forward. The lasers are moving. The lasers are moving too. I'll tell you right now. Oh. That was it. Short level. My brain shorted while dodging that, so I'm really shocked I didn't get hit. Okay, let's see if this is the same. The background is. This appears to be the same, yeah. Maybe it changed a little, but maybe not. I'm unsure. I'm just gonna give it one shot while I'm here, then I'll go back out to the menu and continue with new content. Yeah, it's got the same name. Yep, it's the exact same. Okay. Let's just go back out. Okay. Sane with the gods. I'm just gonna go over here immediately. I give up. Oh wait, no. I want to dodge that attack from down below. I'm not dodging that sideways. I can dodge this one at like point blank range in Mountain of Faith. It's okay. I is kind of slow though here. Oh, okay, fine. I'll gotta be really close here. Alright, I'll try over here. The thing is, I don't really want to unfocus to get around them because it means I stop shooting. Because I have to keep being angled. Ugh. Sanae, please, next attack already. Ugh, the aiming in here is a nightmare. Okay, okay. We get to see something new. Kaze no Inori. Wind Prayer. This is kind of similar to her Mountain of Faith final. I say Mountain of Faith final like she's been put in another mainline game. She hasn't. So the playable or she's in the Hodo games. Ooh, I almost touched the laser. This is cool. It's very nice looking as well. Okay, god number 1. Oh, okay. I died. Okay, I'm gonna give that one more shot. But having to do this at the start is kind of not great. Lasts forever. Okay, I'm too low to hit her there. Hold on. Maybe I just shouldn't focus for this attack. That doesn't work either. I feel like right side's gonna be even worse. But I wanna get a little bit further in, if I could maybe. Seems like most first attacks like almost fill up your bomb gauge, but not quite. So you can use that as kind of like a rough meter for how close you're. Like, I must be really close now, I think. Yep, there we go. Okay. just don't get hit. Good. Wind prayer. Stressful. Only because it's sideways. I wonder if they factored in like the fact that the screen is not symmetrically like orientated. When they did this, like, they must have known, right? I'm assuming it's like the first game in that you can't shoot them off screen, right? Like, yeah, my bar's not going up at all here. How am I gonna reach the side of the screen like this? You move pretty slow. Like I say, you're not gonna Sokyo's fastest in this game. Moving at a snail's pace here. Okay. Alright. Let's try another one. Alright, Entei. Alright. Yakumo. Okay, it's Hern guy in the background. Cool. It references it. I know about that vaguely because of Hifu Fragment. Well, not really Hifu Fragment specifically, but because like I had to read up on Mary and whatnot bit for Hifu Fragment, I guess. You can just stream this one. It's streamable. I am real scared. Get me out of this corner. This is one of my favorite songs from Whole World of God, which is a game I'd also like to stream sometime. And I know for a fact that, so the next game, they have music from Rengokutein and Sentiv. Sentiv is like this big music circle that also publishes music that you can just use for free and stuff. And their music was used in an arena shooter called Diadra Empty that I have so much nostalgia for, and I'd like to stream that too. I'm hoping that like some of the good tracks from Diadra Empty also show up. I don't know if they will, because Sentiv did a lot of music just like Rengokutein did. But it might happen because a couple, or at least one of the tracks, maybe two, from Diadra Empty, made by Sentiv, also got used in a Touhou shmup. I forget if it was in Phantasm Romance or Phantasmic Warrior Trues, but those are a couple of my favorites as well, as far as like Touhou fan shmups go. They're just really, really good. I got more stuff maybe I should stream sometime. Really, really good games. Oh, Chen is sticking around. Kinda figured she would have given up and moved on by now, but no. Chen just gets to be here for quite a long time, actually. I guess if they're only going to do 3 characters for this one, I guess she'll get a third of the time. And it looks like it'll be a bit under that, actually. Oh, okay, glad there's no collision. Okay, but we're going to be doing team attacks. I should have seen that coming. So this is just a Team 9 spell. Okay, I'm kind of close to Chen over here. Would it be okay? Yes and no. Mainly no. Well, I made it off the side of the screen, but I feel like I need to kind of get back up there. Go diagonally. Nah, I can't really get her very well like that. I really just have to be over here. Shit. Oh, I ran into that. My bad. Okay. We're not gonna make it a Yukari. It's 4 stars. That's okay. Again, like, the screen is tiny. So yeah, I'm gonna make a total fool of myself here. Whoa. Alright. Fast attack, 4 stars. I'm just gonna go over here instead. Alright, a lot of aim stuff. That's fine. String that a little bit. Never heard this song before. Ah. Okay, I want to at least make it a couple attacks in Suika. If you don't mind. Oh, shit. Hope I'm bad. Okay. If you want to cut through like that, I guess. Alright, we should be there anytime. Alright, we got a full bar off that. Nice. Oh. Hi. Well, I'm shooting her. This is called missing bullets. Oni power. Those blue bullets are the same ones from, Heaven's Liquor. They brought him back. No one asked, but they brought him back. Okay. I used my death bomb. However, I also cleared the card. She got replaced with Alice. Sure. Right. This seems relatively easy. I think I can get my bar back from this. Just give me a couple more seconds of fire and it'll be okay. We're good. Alright, let's see some more of this. Broken doll. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, Suika's up there, isn't she? It's like Broken Moon. This is awful dense. I'm not sure when and where I can attack. There's no timer. This is just gonna go on forever. Oh nice, there's a bullet counter on the lower right. I do that in my games too, at least like when I'm testing. Okay. I guess I can kind of dodge there, but it's pretty dense now. Alright. We get a sample up. Okay. Just go ahead and mention crew's the same probably. Moon crew. Is that like alternate sprite Yukari at the bottom? It looks like it. Definitely. Alright. Now here's some characters that never get representation. Huh. This one says barrier or border. No, barrier. That must not be crossed. No, wait, no, it is border. They're different. Oh, okay. Alright, so I need to just... Hold on. Is that always going to be horizontal? Yes, okay. Never mind. This is one that you can't dodge like that. Ooh, I'm getting some Phantasm Romance vibes from this one. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this first attack. I'd like to see more. I want to see the Moon Crew do stuff. But I'm not good at macro cards like this where you can like trap yourself. I've never really liked them, especially considering like just doing this from off screen. Makes it even trickier. Am I even hitting her? Somewhat. If I move up here, I am. Funny thing is, wasn't this also the music for the moon fights in Clown Peace RPG? Oh, actually no. Maybe it was used for the optional post-game bosses. Okay, surely any time now. Ooh, scary. Okay, I'm going to do this so I can get some hits off. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, yeah. I can totally attack there. You know, why am I not just in practice mode? Practice mode is logically just gonna let me see, like, everything, right? I would much rather just do that. I just want to see everything. I don't really want to beat it. Yeah. Frankly, like, do they even need a practice mode for this? Why don't you just, like, record whether or not the player beats it without getting hit or not? I don't know. Alright. Let's try dodging this from the side, maybe. More range. Okay, it's all streamable. It's all streamable. Easy. Already got her. Okay. This is a lot like something from Whole World of God, actually. That's neat. Whole World of God isn't actually a Touhou game, but it's heavily Mountain of Faith inspired, and it has some unlockable bonus spells with Touhou characters in its spell practice. So it's still very much like Touhou connected in a sense, you know. Just gonna get hit by all those chunky lasers like that are scary. Remind me of shoot the bullet. Shoot the bullet. Yeah, I much prefer just doing practice mode and actually seeing everything the game has to offer. I think this is like not even a quarter into this. There's gonna be team cards, aren't there? I don't know why Yukari's teaming up with Lunarians. Considering like that's kind of the opposite. They should be kind of pissed at her considering what she did, but oh well. I don't know if I just lost my place for a bit there or if she moved down. Oh, okay. My controls are weird here. My controls have been changed for this attack. Left and right move me up and down move me left and right. Thanks, I hate it. Good thing we're in practice mode. This is not hard anyway. Okay, we're back to normal now. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, it's coming out now. Alright, neat. Safe here, right? Yeah, I seem to be. It's nifty. Okay. She's been replaced. Yurihime is back. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through these if I want to actually hit her. So I have to have micro dodge after all. Might be streamable. I don't know. Okay. Looks like the yellow bursts are probably aimed. No, actually, I don't think they are. Maybe. They probably are, yeah. Okay, back over to Toyohime. Moon Crew. Okay. Oh, right. They bounce. I forgot about that. Please don't mess up my controls again. Oh, yeah. Okay. She's definitely moving. I'm just gonna down here and hit her. I'm not gonna move around in the midst of that. That's asking a lot. Okay. Ooh. Neat. It's a really nice touch that getting hit only clears bullets around you. Like, otherwise, it kind of suck if it got rid of all the bullets on the screen and the bullets off screen in Arena Shiver, you know? Nice touch. It's really well made. It's definitely like for hardcore players though. And if it wasn't for the having to go horizontal for a lot of attacks thing, I would like it a lot more. I like the idea of just like long fights where you just have to endure, make it through a bunch of patterns. I would prefer it if it wasn't just one life though. For sure. Moon contract formed. I don't know why it even like shows you that, since this is practice mode. It didn't even register the time. Why does it even show you the times? Wait, I want to stay in that menu. Alright, so we just have one left to check out now. I'm not gonna like go through the others on practice mode. So that was a 6, this is a 7, which is as high as they go, huh? Alright, let's see what we got here. I remember back when I made backgrounds like this in GIMP editor back in the day and used them in my shmups. Ooh. My unreleased private shmups. They never got finished. You're not missing much, don't worry. The times are just 1st through 5th place, and they're just 99 by default. The kanji to the left are like old style numbers. It's just rankings, personal rankings. I would say like my favorite Danmaku is Phantasm Romance. Spoilers, she's the final boss in Phantasm Romance. She's got like Rainbow Star Danmaku. She's got like 3 different songs used in that fight. It's really, really good. Danmaku is very similar to Megamoons actually. even though Phantasm Romance heavily predates that. In fact, one of the songs in her fight is also kind of similar to Megumi's song. So I have like this conspiracy theory in my head where Zone played Phantasm Romance and really, really liked it. It's probably not true though. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again here, because I am not good at arena shooters. I'll dodge here instead. It's not that hard. It's hard to actually hit her though, that's for sure. Nima, please come back. Maybe I should be hitting her like up at the top, but I don't really want to. Oh, we get like 20 damage on the bar every time. Yeah, 40? I think great. We'll be here for a little while. Hi, welcome. We're playing some varied games by an old Touhou fan game circle called disfact. This game is pretty hard, so I'm just playing it in practice mode to show off what it is, basically. It's like multi-boss arena shooter gauntlets. It's pretty neat. But you have to like change direction and shoot in different directions, which makes it really hard. If it weren't for that, I think I'd like it a lot more. I don't think it's a downside of the game, but it's more like my personal tastes. I can't dodge sideways very well. Much less like look over to the right and track where the boss is. I very much like trained to dodge in regular Touhou. Okay, this is taking forever. Hold on. I think she sits up at the top for longer or something. A little bit, yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right, we got Yumei next. Yumei. Okay. Now here's a character that really doesn't have much Danmaku because she's only in PODD. So I'm interested to see what they do with her. Strawberry Cross. Okay. Well, I'm not surprised that we went there. Okay, okay, spawns a cross on you. Got it. I can't dodge it, but I got it. That's a lot of them. She was about to spawn. Ooh. Ooh. That's nice, I like that. I recognize what it is too. It's incredibly hard to dodge though. Just let me through the next attack. That is dense. Especially like with the arena shooter aspects in mind. Oof. I'd like to see some of these patterns in like just a regular Danmaku shooter though. A lot of them are really nice. I like this one especially. I like those bullets. What's with the buzzsaw? Oh, okay, they're just her POFB flowers, more or less. That's pretty. It's a mess though. I guess I'm good to be dodging this one from the side, but that looks incredibly dense no matter where I dodge it from. Especially considering like... Whoa. Why so many? Why so many? They're all over the place too. There's nowhere you can like specifically hide. I think she just throws out more as the attack goes on, maybe? I don't respect anyone who's actually captured this scene before. Surely someone's done it, right? But damn, that must take a lot of practice. Okay, I don't think I should be at the edge of the screen. Thank you, Shinky. Oh. When I think Shinky, I don't really think rainbows. Okay. Oh. We're in the Pentagon now. Looks like we can just stream right though. It's a blind spot on the left and right. It's neat. Streamable though. As long as we can get her before we run into her. Yeah. Group attack. Age of the Gods. Most of these characters here aren't gods. But they are aged. Ooh. I certainly think this attack is neat, but I also don't really think it suits the characters at all. I think it's just kind of thrown in because they wanted to do an attack like this. But that's fine, you know. You do you. Make your fan game how you want to make it. I don't think many people are going to make it this far and see this anyway. Oh, I almost capped that part. Well, maybe. I think we're almost done. I don't know. I'm actually not shooting them very much, am I? It's kind of an issue here. I guess having a homing shot would kind of defeat the purpose of it being an arena shooter at all, huh? But yeah, like not being able to shoot the bosses easily makes a lot of these attacks drag on. This is really easy to actually just dodge though, as long as you go the right route. It's just macro. Nice. Okay, I gotta sample this game. It's a good game. It's just it's hardcore in terms of its difficulty. Like it's crazy. Okay. Which one is next on my list? Let me just look here. So I have 2 more that I wanted to try out today, I think, judging by my list. I'm just trying to find it here. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, so this one is, I believe, a roguelike, if I remember right. I just have to wait for this splash screen ad thing to go away again. Maybe I'll buy this game and play it next, huh? Leave the first Steam review for them. I feel bad that they haven't gotten any. So this is Touhou Sorayumebako, Gift from the Gods. I don't know what check DP means. I still have no idea what this is. I looked at this before. I have no clue. Okay. So yeah, I started up a game just to test it out. I'm gonna quit and oh, wait, no. Hold on. I think I have to delete my save. 1 sec. It's probably continue.dat, I guess. That's most likely it. I'm just gonna go grab a water while I wait for this to go away. 1 sec. Man, if I were to grind up and try to do all those scenes in the Aya game, how long would that take? Probably days, right? Like, some of those are pretty intense considering, like, the restrictions placed upon you. Alright, so, let's see here. You're okay with this, right? Let's see. This sort of thing always happens. I feel like Rainbow asked her to do something, maybe? I'm not sure. But I think this time has maybe gone a little too far. ... Oh, it's not Rainbow on the right. I don't know who that is we're talking to. It's like a smoky wisp. Irk. Fine, I get it. So we're near the Akrai Shrine. So, looks like Yukari was like coerced into doing something by someone. I don't know who. Phew. I never know what she's getting up to. Yukari? I don't know. Well, I guess I'll just rape and head to the human village. So this just kind of starts immediately, huh? Yep, so I played like 5 minutes of this. It is very much a mystery dungeon game. This is like your attack. I think you can move diagonally too. Yeah, you can. Let's see if you can use a numpad. No, you can't. There's probably like... Oh, here you go. It's shift. Okay. That's the diagonal button. Okay. Path to the human village. This is very, like... It starts off very quickly. Compared to some of their other games. You get more Tsuchinoko, which is just their go-to thing. So, I looked at these items before. These are like fusion boxes. So you can put stuff into them, and if the requirements are met, they can, I guess, combine or get strengthened. Now, I think that's a thing that's in a lot of Mystery Dungeon games, isn't it? But I don't really know much about it. I played a bit of the Aqua style one, or one of them on Switch. Oh, stepped on a trap and it didn't do anything. Okay. But I don't think I've played games that have like the item fusion. Like, I don't think the gaps let you fuse stuff. Oh, you played this one before. Okay, second dungeon's pretty short and easy. We'll probably just play through the first dungeon. And if I die in the second one, then that's where I wipe and I'll move on. Because the last game I have played is another shmup. But I feel like this one would be nice to fit into. I actually don't know much about the mechanics of this one or anything really. Like, so looking over on the right, we've got HP, we've got, I assume, some kind of MP or something. We have hunger. We've got, I'm gonna assume that stuff down below is like power and defense buffs maybe. And we have money. And there's some stuff up above too, and I don't really know what to make of that. Wait, I don't know. Did I pick anything else up? I did. So this lets you like make a suspend save when you go down a floor, basically. The stats are equipment, or other like things up top are maybe. Okay. There are more buttons. Oh, you can like, I see. Do this too. Are there more buttons? There don't seem to be more buttons. Oh, you can run. Bad idea, but you can do it. Yeah, I haven't actually tried the N Factory roguelike yet. Cute level up jingle. The N Factory roguelike is one of the ones that doesn't have a trial, I think, so I haven't played it yet, which is a shame. But I did play Maristus, which was pretty cool. Or rather, I played the trial of it, which is like a separate level to what's in the main game. But it wasn't bad. It's like a Solstice parody, and I don't know Solstice really, but I figured it'd be pretty brutal. It was pretty reasonable difficulty, actually. It wasn't like, ooh, old retro Nintendo hard kind of thing. It was fair. It was pretty interesting. I liked it overall. I feel like with N Factory, their games that would be the best to translate would be Maristus and probably the roguelike. In N Factory's game, there's a Rust system for equipped cards. Huh. Rust. Huh. Okay, hold on. Where are the stairs? Did I miss them? Or did I just ignore them? Wait, Maristus is already translated? Wait, no way. It already has a patch? Like, a full proper patch? I guess I didn't actually look. I just assumed, like, it wouldn't. Huh. That's awesome. Just a fan patch, I assume, right? Like... Oh. Just like a... Synardry. Well, whatever. Hard to pronounce. Wizardry Cerno game. Nice. Well, that's good to know. I guess that's one more potential project I can cross off my list. Nice. So I think really like the only N Factory game that I'd want to look at would be the roguelike, but I don't know. Seems like it's fairly decent, but it probably doesn't have all that much to it. I have so many of these stupid suspend save things. I don't need like 100 of these. Please. No. Place more down. I swear, like, these are the only two items on this floor. There's, like, the combination boxes and the suspend save things. And I tried combining the suspend save scrolls and nothing happened. I think, like, I lost one. Because you can't exactly buff it. Like, you either suspend save or you don't, right? Maybe who needs food badly. What do you get? Half hunger. Half tummy. Okay. We went the wrong way. We need to go back. I see where we have to go. I actually don't know when in the Circle's history this game was made, but it seems a lot more basic than like the photo games, for example. Why am I even picking this up? I know what they're going to be. They're all the same stupid things. Please. Well, I'm assuming that... Oh wait, I have some tea. I'm going to use that. So it also raises my spirit by 10, which is the middle gauge. Can I like fire Danmaku or something? I just don't know. Sorry, I hit Alt. No, I don't think I can. Maybe I'll need it for items later. Oh, the stairs are up at the upper left. I just kept this boring. Sorry, I have no memory, apparently. that's not the stairs. Are the stairs down at the lower right then? Like at the very beginning? Must be. Pretty much have to be. Stairs are yellow, thank you. Yeah, for a game like Maristus, I just assumed since, like, I'd never heard of it before, it sounded like a very obscure, like, game and concept. I just assumed it wouldn't be translated, and I think anyone would. That's good to know, though. It's probably the only one of N Factor's games that's translated, huh? Ooh, I don't really like the monster house. Let me out. By let me out, I mean I'm gonna go fight in the hallway. Good. I hope I can handle this, considering like the game hasn't given me any other options for stuff, really. So if I can't handle it straight up, well, I guess I just have to retreat. I kind of want to like check the items and stuff in the room and see if there's actually anything good. Well, gained a few levels. Level 5 now. Still give a little bit of XP too. Okay. They're just more fusion boxes. I don't really want those. Yeah, it's just all the same items still. There's nothing else. I'm not gonna check all these. It's just the same things. At least we got some XP. Smack this lantern guy. It's just gonna be the same garbage. Like, tutorial dungeon or not, I feel like you could put a few more items in here. Especially considering I don't think we can really do anything with these. Like, okay. Okay. You can't put boxes in boxes, they're good to know. So just gotta test this and show it off. I'm gonna put 2 of these scrolls in here. So here it is. Now, see, nothing happens. I think you have to close the box, which I'm gonna do. So I close the box. And I don't know. Like, now I open it. Then the box goes away, and I get the contents, but it's the same thing. I don't get anything new. So it's kind of weird that they like give you this stuff and like only this stuff so far. Like, you're saying you found cars in this dungeon, maybe later on in it, but it's kind of weird. Like, if you're gonna give me something like this so often on the first few floors, give me something I can actually use and like test and learn something about the game from, instead of like, okay, combination boxes and stuff I can't combine. It's weird. Let's see. I'm gonna throw something at this guy. I'm gonna throw a scroll at him. It did nothing. Oh no, I did 3 damage. Nice. I'm gonna throw a box at him. Nice. Here's the intended use. Things kind of hurt, so I'm gonna soften them up first. Leveling up heals you. Generous. Okay, nothing over there. Okay. Pick these up so I have more ammo to pot shot stuff with. See, so I do 6 damage normally, so throwing one of those is like maybe, half a hit, third of a hit. Depending on my luck, I guess, which, if it's like a threatening thing like those slimes, it's not bad to just do. Because those guys seem to really hurt. Yeah, if there's just one off item, I'll just regen after. Oh, I'm starving. I'm starving to death. Nope. I'm dead. Have I tried the Momiji game? No, I haven't. I have it in my sheet with like all the games cataloged. I think it was like a Gaiden game to another game, right? This game, actually. It's a Gaiden game to this game. According to the title, so it's like another roguelike. Alright, so I died in the tutorial dungeon. I starved to death. I never got any pickups. I don't think I could have done too much about that. I wasn't super optimal, but at the same time, like, I don't know. You kind of thrown me in there. You have no items. Okay. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna play their last game. I say their last game. It's the last one I feel like I really want to try out. Some of them didn't boot. And I talked about this with you, Pigeon, but their puzzle games look cool, but they give you full saves because they read from the online servers. And that's a lot of shit to like process. I want to like play through a story mode and like unlock that stuff or something, you know? So maybe you want to look like more of an RPG? That could be the case. But I just played Touhou Sorayumebako, and I believe the Meisuishu one is Touhou Sorayumebako Gaiden or something like that. And then it's got like Momiji's name in the title, but it's like cleverly split between two kanji because they wanted to do something silly. Alright, anyway, so the last one. Just go ahead and get this up. So this is overlapping text. I'm not used to this. So this is Touhou Nitten Eiro, Astronomical Few Minutes. I'm assuming that's how you're supposed to read the title. I'm not totally sure. Oh, the puzzle one's not available on DL site. Oh yeah, they only have like 2 of their Touhou games on DL site now, don't they? That's right. Alright, so. Can I config anything? Not really. It's either full screen or windowed. You can't change the size. That sucks. Alright. You just have extra? No, you don't. You just select it, but you can't do it. Alright, so this is another proper shmup, I think. I don't know much about it. The characters are Oku and Eren. Interesting, right? Like, you'd never expect to see them in the same context. Like, I'm really curious about both of those. Those are really interesting playable characters. I'll go as Oku because she's on the left and because I like Oku. I like Eren too. Yeah, so this one already has like that badass Rengokutein song. So this is stage 1A, so I think this is another game like Divine Liquor. Or whatever it is, Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. Sorry, I'm getting caught in my own head and dying. So it's another game like that where like the different characters have different stages to some extent, at least, I think. I didn't play any of it before, so I'm just guessing here. Oh, I got hit there too? Shit. So, that's not me death bombing. I am dying, but I also like use an attack when I die, which is interesting. Yomu. Hi there. Oh, I know this attack. That's really, really slow. Okay, it's also a bit more dense than I'm used to. Oh. Are there no continues? Well, that's a few minutes, so maybe it's a really short game. Hold on. Alright. Let's try that out again, but I'll actually try to pay a bit of attention this time and not get hit. Maybe this is like something short, like there's 2 or 3 stages for each character. If it says stage 1, there must be more. Let's just try to not get hit, build up our power. I'm gonna assume the power caps out at 128. I'm just getting more and more. This doesn't have like the Touhou decimal power system or anything. So, the moon over on the right is changing, and that like 0.58-ish number is like referencing how much of the eclipse there is. So I'm like uneclipsing the moon. Weird. I'm just gonna bomb this, it looks pretty tight. As with all of Disfact's games, this is in a really small window. So, I'm struggling to dodge anything that's precise. Bear with me here. Okay, this is easy. I kind of like how that looks. It's really come a long way from Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor, I gotta say. Like, that shot actually looks pretty cool. Both of them look pretty nice. I like the green one especially. I guess it's basically the same effect though. Alright, I think we're at full power? It doesn't say that though. Okay. So she's saying, Hold on, I have to drink my water first. Okay, I guess I'll start by looking for someone who appears to maybe be the culprit, a suspicious person, people. There she is, it's you, right? Huh? What do you want? The Miko told me that if you follow your intuition during incidents, you'll end up reaching the culprit. What do you mean by incidents? What? Why is there is Yomu getting cut off there at the end? Or did they just mistype that? Do you maybe mean the eclipse? I don't want to hear any of it. I guess she just cut her off and she's just not going to take excuses. Oh hey, it's the exact same attack from the photo game. Like, I say photo game, I mean the Aya game. The arena shooter. It's the same non-card. I mean, I did say I wanted to see those repurposed for like a normal shmup, and actually I think this is the same too, maybe, or I think it might have been used. I remember the chunky lasers, but maybe they were in a different fight. If some of the stuff in this game is from the photo game, I won't really complain. It's nice to be able to score up against it properly, you know? Some cool music. This might be one of the Sentive songs. I don't know. I haven't heard it before, but it's nice. Okay. Ooh. There's a lot of bullets there. I don't know if it was just bad luck or what. Okay, we're good. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, no, no. Please don't. Oh wow, that bomb just took her out. It just spawned damage circles on her, I think. I guess it wasn't her. Well, time to find the next one. Off I go. Stage 2. So this is 2C. Wait, what do you mean 2C? What? Huh? How did I end up on 2C? I was assuming there's some kind of conditions? Like maybe do good against Yomu, do bad against Yomu, because like... Well, yeah, I know there's different routes with Aaron, but how can there be a C if there's only 2 characters? That means there must be some kind of other condition past just your choice of character, right? Like, I was expecting to be in 2A, and Aaron would have 2B, but that doesn't seem to be what's going on. The stage design's certainly gotten better. I feel like this is actually pretty engaging. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. But you can circle around it. Okay, this is Alice stage. I think I've heard this song. I think this is a Sentive song. A long time ago, I just downloaded like a ton of stuff from their site and just listened to it. Because even though they're like a free music resource, a lot of the music is just good. This one sounds a little familiar. Oh, I'm trying to death bomb. I'm not sure if you can. Either that or it's just incredibly tight. Oh, the fight depends on the eclipse gauge. Oh. Okay, that would maybe make some sense. I see we're like full eclipse. Okay. Alright, I think what determines that is I think collecting items unfocused. No, I don't know. I guess not. No, I have no idea. I think you know what I was about to say, but that doesn't actually seem to be the case. I'd have to check the readme. Assuming there is one. But there's no continues in this game, so I'm kind of worried. I like this dialogue system they have. You don't really seem like you'd be the culprit. Well, how rude. Are you handing yourself in? No, I'm not. Let's see. According to the Miko, culprits deny their crimes 20 out of 10 times. Unless I'm misunderstanding that, I very well might be. I don't know a lot of phrases like that. Handing one in, suspicion. I have no idea what you're saying. But if you're going to, like, go causing trouble in my domain, then this is self-defense. Ooh. That is a song. Sounds like some kind of like a crunchy Super Nintendo boss theme, honestly. Or stage theme. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Mega Man X3. Okay, I seem to have gotten a life back at one point. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna bomb. Wait, no, I didn't even bomb. Did I die? Maybe I didn't have any bombs. I probably already used them up. Okay, bomb. What a shame that there's only one continue in here. I really want to see more of the game, but I don't want to have to play through and like do perfectly. I'll give Aaron's route a shot as well, though. If my screen were bigger, I think I would be doing a lot better. I can check real quick and see if like my screen, my window size program works on this thing. It works on the mainline Touhou games just fine. So like the ones where there aren't any V patches, I use it to get them to be just the right size. And it's a little scary. Alright, I'm gonna bomb. He's got one attack left. Unless that's another one on top of that. Alice O'Doll. Girl. Alice O'Doll. Let's see. Yep, I'm dead. Okay. Z. No, don't save replay. Okay, one sec, hold on. Let me see if this works real quick. I don't know if it will, though. No, it's not working. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe. Got the window to move, but it's not... No. It's not gonna work with that. That's a shame. Okay, hold on. Let me just reboot the game real quick because I messed up like its window position just now. And I'll try the Aaron route real quick, and that'll be that. And I think that'll have been a pretty good look at disfact games. I'm gonna say here that the one that like caught my interest the most is Vanished Maiden, and I figured it probably would. It seems like it's really solid. There's probably good stuff to it. So what's in practice mode? Okay, so stage 2 has 3 different versions. All the others don't. I can practice these here. Huh. Slow down. Okay, hold on. That's cool. In that case, before I move on and try playing as Aaron, why don't I just play the other stages, like... Well, so 2C is probably, like, one they could either reach, right? Maybe it's, like, a bad end or something. 2A is probably where you end up normally as Oku. Dark side. Like, I assume Oku normally can't do stage 1B because that's... Okay, this looks the same so far. But maybe the boss will be different, right? Anyway, logically, Aaron's going to start on 1B, so I don't think I can play as Oku, but... Maybe I'll see what happens. I don't want to play to the end of it just to see if there's, like, weird dialogue or something, though. It's not worth it. I think this is the same so far. But I'm going to play to the boss. I'm mostly just curious about the bosses, really. No one plays Touhou for the stages. Let's face it. Score runners, maybe. But a score runner, I am not. And now I want to play Diagram T. Ooh, scary. Okay, it's Sakuya. Oh, according to the text up there, it's actually Remelia and Sakuya. Where is the Remelia? Is she gonna come in next? no. Oh, this is rough. Is this from the, Aya game? It looks very similar to something that was in there. I mean, I guess knives only have so many ways they can look different. Were these enemies here before? I don't know, I don't really remember stage stuff very well. I love how this looks. It's gonna be weird playing as Aaron. Like, Oku's weird enough, but Aaron very, very much seems like someone who would never go out and fix an incident herself. She would always just send Racing. Ooh, yeah, they are. I see. So you hid the sun so you could go out even during the day. That's the reason why you did it, right? Residents of the Devil's Mansion. Huh. Well, I mean, the only time that I can go empty-handed is when it's dark like this. But we weren't the ones that actually caused this. This is the same thing Rainbow said before. What should we do? Well, I would be upset if we had this rare opportunity shortened. I see. Is that so? Well then, let's begin. So basically, they didn't cause it, but they're happy about it and they don't want me stopping it. Kind of funny that practice mode doesn't even give you any extra lives. Like, we're way past EOSD's system now. You know, like, you got characters from Touhou 11 in here. Make practice mode give me 8 lives. Come on. Also, add continues to your game. Don't make a game like this and not let me continue. Who does that? Okay, I'm kind of stuck over here. I guess I could technically squeeze through here. Yeah, okay. That's probably what's intended to do. Okay. Tough, though. Rather scary. Very threatening. I really want to get up there and shotgun over this. Queen of Rapunzel. Neat. Okay. What else we got? We got green knives. We got red knives. We got... I'm struggling to get under Sakura, so I'm just going to use the big rock. That bomb is called Elephant Foot, by the way, so it's a reference to that one thing. Why the beeping? Like, the timer's not low. I just started this attack pretty much. Can't be the music, right? I don't think it would be. It'd be really weird if so. Ooh. See, this is more what I'd expect from Remy. This is a lot more like a Remy card. Oh, shit, I got hit. No death bombing is kind of a shame. Huh? But they were the most suspicious so far. Oh well, whatever. Next. I guess as Aaron, hopefully I'll see, this goes all the way up to Lunatic, huh? 4 difficulties for such a short and simple game. Okay. So yeah, Oku's special skill is that, like, thing that uses her bombs when she dies, even though she still dies. And apparently Aaron's, her item get line is lower. Sounds nice. Let's try Aaron. And her sprite's kind of basic looking. Heck yeah, best song. I think we're in Ante. So that was stage 1B then. Obviously we just start somewhere different. So weird, like we start in what might be Ante, but Oku starts somewhere and runs into Yomu first. shouldn't start in the netherworld. Oh, I thought these yellow ones were bullets for a second just because they're falling at like such like uniform angles. Alright, so Aaron has homing on her focus. It's nice. I don't know what I'm firing. I think they're just like bullets. I was kind of hoping she'd like use the arrows or something. A lot of fan games never have Aaron actually like use her bow and arrow, which is a shame. I'm sure some do. There's plenty of fan games I haven't played, but still. This is My Heart is Red. That is the name of this card. Can't read the rest of it. Okay, yep. Yep, okay, so you're fine to go there and onto the inside. As long as you watch out for the blue bullets after. Good. Listen. Udongin. Inaba. Udongin. Udongin. Okay, I'm like very nearly picking up bullets instead of point items because they're blue. That is a me mistake though, outside of the screen being small, contributing to it too. Master. Huh? Udonge. Now, I thought I asked you to do some work. Where are you going? Wait, hold on. Let's see. It looks like there's someone here who wants to prank us. Jeez, Master, you're always like that. Be more patient. I think maybe that last part wasn't be more patient. Whoa. I'm not too familiar with that expression. This is very much like a Tojiko's card. There it goes. I think that says... Oh, Phantom Chain. Phantom Chain. Okay, this has some really, like, frequent warps. Ooh. Oh dear. Guess I did that one wrong. I gotta say, some of these attacks are pretty rough for what this game calls normal mode. Though, I mean, I get it. Like, having made a game or two before, I get, like, how it can be hard as the developer to, like, balance your stuff. It always feels easier as the dev. So maybe this is normal for the dev skill level. And it helps that, like, they know the trick to doing all the patterns, too. It's just dev advantage, you know? It's a real thing. It's a real problem. Okay. I died. Alright. I'm not gonna worry about, like, seeing the rest of the race and fight. However, I do want to see the other stuff in practice mode. If I could. So I'm gonna go and do stage 2B with Aaron. Then I'm gonna do 3A and 3B. With, I guess, I'll do Moku for 3A, then Aaron for 3B. So I have to play through this stage again, but it's fine. We'll see who the characters are this time. Taking guesses. Let's see, who could they put here? So we're still in the bamboo forest. So they did a duo fight before. It wasn't like Sakuya and Remelia were matched with Utsuho. Like, they're very much just random characters the dev wanted to put there. So I don't think like the bamboo forest has anything to do with like who we're gonna fight here. So it's not like we're gonna fight Kaguri and Moko or anything in particular. I'm trying to think like if they're gonna do another duo, Versa and Alice aren't gonna happen. Because Alice is in 2C. I'm not sure. I don't know how far this game's characters go up to. Oh, we have Medicine. And I guess it's not a duo because the Remy and Sakuya duo said it was a duo before Remy even showed up. Otherwise, I'd say like Medicine and Yuka. But hey, Medicine. Nice. That's not a character we ever see. Poison Rain. She's not like a favorite of mine or anything in particular, but I'm happy to see her. Okay, so do these slow me like in POFB or do they outright kill me? Okay. They slow me just like in POFB. Got it. They recreated it properly. And I'm gonna die. That bomb is pretty powerful. Wow. There's still a few songs left in this game. There is a chance that I'm gonna hear something that I really recognize. Not just this one, like one that I love. Well, I guess the stage 1 theme is one that I'm quite familiar with, actually. But I'm talking about one from Diagram Theme. I want to hear Flash or I want to hear Nebula. Oh, it's been a while. Huh? Oh, you're that lady from Nitten. What do you want today? No, I'm just passing through. Let's see. Can't read that shit at the end. I think she's saying that, oh, just to warn you, the light's going to be coming back soon. Huh? No, I don't want that. I figured you wouldn't understand. Looks like you aren't actually doing anything, though. Oh, wait. Oh, no. She's not talking about bringing the light back. She's talking about, like, it being covered. Huh. No. Everyone needs light. Okay. Kazasu is usually used for, like, holding something overhead. Or, like, presenting something, not covering something. That might have been the wrong kanji. I really can't see it very well with this screen size. Chemical something. Oh, dear. No, I'm not trying to dodge that. You're kidding me. No. In a game with no death bombs? No way. Oh, come on. Okay. Phew, I didn't want to have to bomb twice. Alright, I'm just gonna bomb again. I'm scared. I just want to see the whole fight after all. Venom Splasher. Okay, this is similar to Nitteri's waterfall card. With more colors, and different bullets, and poison that slows you. Capped it. Okay, I can barely see myself in that. That's when I have to bomb. I can't read what that is. I had like 2 seconds. It's more katakana. It could be like something weird. Oh, the music's about to do something weird. Oh, huh. I don't know what that is either. It's some kind of poison, it says. Gee, what a surprise. I could have just guessed that. Here I am, educating the masses. Medicine Melancholy is using poison. Oh. Song went back right when we beat her. Well, I mean, the light will be back soon. Okay. So let's check out the final stages. I don't know if these are character split or eclipse split, so to be safe, I'm going to go in like this. So Touhou for 3A, Aaron for 3B. Might have heard this song before, somewhere. That's quite the song. The stage title is Philosopher's Choice. Okay, this is starting out like an extra stage. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it, though. Okay, look, I just want to see the whole game. Do not put the pressure of making it through the stage with limited lives on me in practice mode. And make me dodge stuff from all directions like this. Okay, using the last bomb on that life, that's fine. Get more lives, rainbow bullets. You look like you're having fun. Oh, it's you, the Tengu reporter. Where are we, by the way? We look like we're back in blazing hell, but I wouldn't be here, right? Oh, so you came to get, Ippo, you came to report on this incident, didn't you? Well, incident reporting, stupid reporting, maybe. Like, reporting on someone stupid, I guess. Probably talking about Oku. Well, whatever. I'm going to continue forward. I get the feeling the culprit's close. perfectly. Okay. Whoa, whoa. Okay, I see. So that circle doesn't, like, swoop in. It stays out like that, and it hits you. Got it. That's clever. I like that. It's definitely a beginner killer, though. Shocking bullshit. Winsign Tengu Dance. A lot of Aya's cards in fan games end up kind of being like this. She has a very similar one in Phantasmal Romance. Though it's really not surprising after Zin gave her this one to shoot the bullet. Oh, the music is ending already? Oh, looping. Yeah, looping. That's just a Reimu card. I got a bit suspicious when I saw the other one earlier, but like, she's just using Reimu attacks. Is this just Reimu in disguise? Oh, shit. Okay, well, at least that does a ton of damage. Okay. So I guess this does yellow items too. Oh, it's Aaron. Okay, so you played the opposite character. Finally found you. Bring back the sun. Let's see. Goodness. I thought that the stars were moving strangely. And it's because this dumbass was here. I'm trying to bring back the covered sun. For that end, I came here to clear the shadows. How foolish. Even if you didn't do anything, the sun will be back to normal soon. I think why I was a bit confused when Aaron was talking to Medicine is because I think maybe Aaron is the one who hit the sun, and I didn't know that. Maybe. You won't fool me like that. Hiding it and then just returning to normal like that's just weird. Well, I mean, you've been in hell, in the depths of hell up until now. You can't even see the sky from there. So, it's no surprise that you won't understand. But, I'll teach you. Foolishness is a sin. It's basically saying, receive punishment for, like, your sin against the cosmos. Alright, Aaron. Sure. I'm probably not going to make it through this with my limited resources, which is a shame. Bow the Artemis. Oh, she's using the bow, kinda. Ooh. I'm glad to see it, even if it's not like a giant arrow bullet. It's kind of hard, though. See this whole thing I only have so many elephant feet. Okay, this is relatively simple. It's stressful, but it's not really too bad. She's got low HP there, it's okay. Alright, I don't have time. It's like a Heian Temple Alien. Okay, yeah, great. Thanks, I hate it, Aaron. Have it back. I would rather do the entire Niue fight. Because Niue's not that hard to fight. And I guess the UFO cards are hard. I would rather do the entire UFO fight than have to cap that shit. Don't make me do macro cards. Well, her non-spells are pretty easy, aren't they? Unlucky square. This is just... this doesn't feel like an Aaron attack. Just like Aya's attacks felt like Reimu's attacks. I don't know what's going on. Alright, what are we doing here? I have one bomb left. Okay. Moonlight something. Hold on. Distracted. I'm distracted with bullets. need that right now. Oh, I got hit. Shit. Okay. We got one more left. I wanna play as Aaron and fight Oku. Then I'll be satisfied. I guess maybe if next time I do something like this, I really need to look into other alternatives to like resizing up windows, because it's so hard to play anything like this. It's just brutal. Are we in Blazing Hell? That says like capital flames there. I think we are. I think we're in Blazing Hell. I don't know why, but I think we might be. Oh shit. Oh, okay, hold on. Skip button. Control? Is that not the skip button? Okay, it's C. It's not control. Alright, I'm just gonna have to bomb spam on this part with the, like, berries probably, unless I can take this route before they can attack. I can. No, I can't. Never mind. They're tanky as all fuck. Oh, I start with no power. That's why. Thanks, practice mode. Why? I like a lot of the stuff in this game. It's pretty cool, but practice mode feels kind of shite. And the difficulty is like off the charts for normal. Seriously. Alright, well, I'm out of bombs now. So I'm just dead there. 4 whole waves of that, huh? Oof. Okay. Look like you're enjoying yourself. No, not really. How cold. You're ruining my mood too. Looks like an interesting fight's about to break out. So please allow me to stand by and spectate. Ugh, you're in the way. That's right, she is. She is Aya. Alright, we know how this one works now. And it doesn't matter because I'm still gonna get hit by it. Oh. No, it's weird. That red didn't get fired where I thought it would. I thought it was aimed, but that one was like halfway across the screen. I don't know what's going on. Oh. I'm really not doing any damage. Like, you're supposed to have full power at this point in the game because this is the last stage. The practice mode kind of screws me over. Oh, look how much damage I'm not doing. This is crazy. I feel like it's just an oversight. I feel like they just didn't think about it. Practice mode may have been something like just tacked on. All it does is let you just pick a stage. It doesn't actually give you any benefits at all. I mean, even like Canon Games practice mode, I feel like they should just give you infinite lives and bombs, not like a max stock. But that's just me. Definitely though, Zin's practice modes are better than this one. Okay, please. Okay, timer's gonna tick down. We're almost out. Good. If she drops a life, we're probably not gonna get it though. I don't know if she does. Oh, that's not even the end of the fight. Right. We have this other one. We have the Reimu card from whichever Seiho game she was in. Wait, was there something like this in the Shoot the Bullet from Aya 2? I don't know. I can't really recall. I just think of Reimu's card where she like zooms down to the bottom of the screen. I say card. There aren't any cards in Seiho. Please drop some power on the way out, Aya. I'm begging you, spare a bit of power. That's not much. I only have 20. Okay. I see what this is. But I don't want to dodge it for 45 seconds. That's how long I'm estimating it's going to take me. But that might be generous. I'm out of bombs. Okay, look. Get out. Get off the screen. Get off the screen. Go away. Jama. Wait, I'm on my last life. I'm not even gonna reach Oku at this rate. Ugh. What the heck? Aaron feels fine when you actually, like, have power, but otherwise she's just not. Good grief, it looks like we have a real dumbass here. You're the one hiding the sun. Well, judging from what you're doing... let's see. Relatively speaking, I guess that's kind of how this happens. Kind of how it works out. It's so hard to read. Okay. But looking at absolutely, I'm actually just trying to return it to its usual course. All thanks to someone who doesn't understand logic. So, did Oku, like, do something here, too? Did she, like, move the sun? I have no idea. She's sun-related, so maybe. I don't know what you're saying, but all I understand is this. If I beat you, the sun will come back. I like, the extreme difference in their, like, I'm gonna fight you speeches. Aaron, like, lectures Oku about how stupid she is. And, like, how she's going to be judged for her sin of not knowing things. And Oku just says, if I beat you, the sun comes back. It's great. What is this attack, though? It's taking forever. I have no power. And even, like, fighting a mainline Touhou final boss with no power, I feel like you still do some damage. But this is absurd. Like, I'm timing this out, and I think I've been hitting her most of the time. Also, I have 9 point items. Oh, we're not gonna be able to see this whole fight. I'm good at Danmaku, but I'm not enough of a prodigy to, like, first clear something when I can't see anything. Oh, okay. I feel like the hitboxes have dropped too. So I think we heard all the music. Oh, there's EX music? Aw, oh, man, I want to do extra. That's such a shame. I really wish I could do that. I'm just gonna check the readme real quick. There's, like, almost nothing. It's really tiny. Oh, there's a manual, though. There's an almake. Well, I don't think it's just gonna let me, like, unlock the extra for free. So, oh well. We're not gonna see that, I guess. But anyway, I still had a good time with that. It was neat. I see I messed up the text display there. Oops, that's okay. Everyone knows what the game's name is. It's up above. So, you don't need to see the bottom part. Astronomical Fev. Okay. That's all that I had planned for today. A nice little, different kind of stream than usual. But it went about as well as I expected it to. I wish that Kaze no Tayori, went better, though. I was really thinking I'd be able to spend some time with that, but I didn't know it'd be, like, a weird puzzle game where they don't give me some of the info and where some of the info, I mean, it's mismatched with what they gave me to. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting talk to Aya and, like, say certain things to, like, advance the game, but not like, oh, here's number puzzles or something like that, or kanji puzzles or whatever else it was going to devolve into. I don't know. It's not what I hoped it would be. Okay. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll be back in probably a day or two with something else. I'm not sure what yet. I'll figure it out. Have a good night.